Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Brax, and today we're going to be checking out the demo for Wani Hug That Gator, made by Cavemen Studios, the same people who made Snoop Game, which was the parody of Goodbye Volcano High. I did a video talking about the whole Snoop Game Volcano High thing, but we're just going to jump right into it. Loving the art style of it. September 4th. Year 201M 2023 BC, before Christ? Amid the arid heat of the morning sun of Volcadera Bluffs, I can't help but miss living in the more temperate weather of the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest. That's cool. Summer sleeves are in style this year. The jacket's aroma blog better be right. The suede thing's killing me. Oh, at least it's guaranteed to start getting chillier in a few weeks. Besides, I'm sure to make an impression with this. Abercrombie and Flint is all the rage these days. Abercrombie and Flint. It's clever. I sigh and lean back into the hard plastic seating of the metro. I'm on my way to my first day in a new school. Ordinarily, I'd just be glued to my phone on the trip, but there's just too much on my mind right now. My Folks 6 requires us to be frequently, which gives me a little time to fit in. Much like how a rolling stone gathers no moss, I can never make a friend I'd keep for longer than a year. Just a lot of promises to keep in touch that pettered off within months. Admittedly, it's my fault in the end. But that's all going to change, starting today. I'm going into senior year now. It's my very last chance to be prepared for the world ahead. Luckily for me, the cards are stacked in my favor. I feel around my backpack for my DSLR, until my fingers can absent-mindedly fiddle with the mode dial. St. Hammond High School is extremely well known for their artists' curriculum. In other words, I'll be surrounded by people that share my interests, even if it's a bit of a ride away. Speaking of rides, I was hoping that my parents could drive me there today. By the time I was up, though, they already left for work. No big deal. I like the hustle and bustle of public transportation. I imagine I'm going to have to get used to this anyway. As time passes, my mind wanders to memories of previous schools. They all sucked. Hey, I need to make the most of the situation I'm in, not get all sad like this. I try to do something like take a selfie with the hobo next to me. I won't get stabbed. Get up and breathe in that fresh city air. Why do they have asterisks next to them? Okay, I get it. It's a joke. Remain seated and do nothing. And get up and breathe that city air. I'm interrupted by the ding of the terminal board, the car gradually coming to a stop. I step off the metro, heading out of the station as I follow a few other students heading towards the school. Oddly enough, I'm only seeing dinosaur students, not another human to be seen anywhere. It must be one of those dino-heavy regions. There's a lot of greenery here as well. You can almost forget how close we are to a major city. The pathway leads to a stone bridge that goes over a small creek. As I walk across, I notice other students meet in pairs and walk with each other. The air begins to fill with the sounds of laughter and stories of how their summer break went well. Ah, there it is. The school peeks out over the trees ahead of me, as though inspecting and welcoming me inside. St. Hammond High, my new home away from home for the next year. I stop to take a deep breath. The air here is crisp, reminding me of an old campground I went to back in elementary school. Once again, I'm handed an opportunity to make something of myself. I'm apprehensive, but hopeful. It's my last shot at this. There's no going back. I take my first step onwards. Here we go again. Oh. Animated. Yeah, this is the sort of exact same character design as the character you played as in the Snoop game. Students mill about in the front yard. The school is known for its heavily prioritized art programs. Over 2/3 of the graduates end up pursuing a career in the arts. And while half of them regret it from what I've read, there's still plenty that made it, right? It's also the management's claim to fame, with the facade on the front entrance being dominated by a vibrant mural. I got a good feeling about this place. A few students eyeball me as I continue walking in. Some friends whisper to each other. I just knew this jacket would pay off. The front door is propped wide open, and I already feel the cool breeze inviting me in. Inside, it's a familiar yet brand new sight. There's some good character design. I hadn't mentioned it yet, but the school is also unique for its student body. It's composed almost entirely of dinosaurs, all manner of saurian herbivores and otherwise. Scales, feathers, tails. Is that a tether? Wings, talons, and webbed hands. Not to even mention the colors, all vibrant enough to challenge the bright murals on the outside. Dozens of students march about, reconnecting with past friends and meeting new ones. Some anxiously glance at their schedules, checking every door as they numbered at random. Holy shit, that's Dexter! That dinosaur is Dexter, and that other one is Manwar. Manwar, is that it? Oh shit, I can't remember. That's great. There's a bunch of references like that in this new game, too. I probably shouldn't be standing here staring. Whoa, is that a human? Uh-oh. I'm soon surrounded and overrun by a crowd of neon-colored teenagers. Clearly, my jacket is working like a charm. Wow, he's like a life-size mannequin. Hey, new kid. Is this what it's like to be popular? I really wasn't expecting it to happen so quickly. A few students are taking pictures with their phones. I even see some with a sketchbook and pens in hand, rapidly scribbling on the pages. Wow, a human! Are you like a foreign exchange student? This is kind of fucked up, because imagine, this is kind of like if a black kid walked into an all-white school and they freaked out and started taking pictures of them. Shit like that, because they were so surprised to see a black kid. In the chaos, I feel a few people touch my hands. Whoa, human skin feels weird. Jeez, a bit uncalled for. As flattering as this... No, shit, I can't choose that one. Go along with it. I was gonna go along with it anyways. There's so much happening, and I don't want to be a party pooper. A few more people shout at me to get my attention. Hey, could you look over here for a side profile? Oh man, yeah, this will be good reference material. Wait, I need a better look at the skin texture. I once again find myself frozen, only muttering quietly as I hastily try to follow their instructions. Eventually, all the saurians take their photos and talk themselves out before dispersing back to their own friend groups. By the time I recover from the shock of the situation, the last one breaks off and I find myself seemingly all alone again. Oh, now is my chance to socialize. I blew it. You're a human, right? A Triceratops girl leans forward, scanning me up and down. This is it. Time to seal the deal and get a new friend. Yeah. Close enough. Hey, can I, get a selfie with you? It'd be great for one of my classes. Yeah, definitely. She puts an arm around my back for a shoulder hug while she poses dramatically. Maybe a bit too friendly? Big smile now. She takes a picture and checks it enthusiastically. So, I'm Inko. Huh? Oh, cool, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go. Oh. What's the photo for, by the way? She pauses, aloofly chewing some gum. My fashion design class, that jacket is ballin'. Ah. Thanks for the pic, hon. Man, these guys are kind of assholes. Well, I feel my shoulders sag as I take in the now sparse hallway around me. That must have been my 15 seconds of fame. I don't think it even lasted 15 minutes. Or 15 minutes of fame. But there's no way I've already blown it. I try to shake away the negative thoughts. Focus on the positive. For a brief moment, I was the talk of the school. Yeah. Click, click, click. The familiar sound draws my attention. I know what that is. Who's this Peter Parker looking? At the end of the hall, there's someone kneeling. And with one of the latest camera models, if I'm not mistaken. Hey! The guy flinches. I flinch too. I hadn't meant to shout at him. A few students around me don't bat an eye at it though. Sorry about the yell. No, it's fine. I managed to get the shot I wanted. The bespectacled boy, I think he's a parasaur, double-checks the camera's display and smiles. Yep, perfect. This will be a fine print for the yearbook. Can I see? His grin seems to widen at my interest. Of course, here. He turns the display toward me, showing a shot of the hallway, as me as the focal point. Pretty good, right? I look a little closer and notice that I think it's a little out of focus and dark. What do you have for your f-stop set at? Oh shit. He stops and glances up at me, pleasantly surprised to get a real answer. Yeah, I'm a bit of a photographer myself. I'm taking it as an elective too. With Mr. Laticon? Thinking back to my memorized class schedule, the name does sound familiar. Yep. Oh snap, cool. We'll be classmates. Mr. Laticon is busy, so he just teaches it for one period. He offers his hand out for a handshake. I'm Ben. Inko. Friend achieved. I'm actually new here. Kind of figured, being the only human student this year and all. St. Hamid isn't one of the more popular schools, but the staff put a lot of effort into the arts programs. Even the campus itself is designed like a living art piece, so if you ever need help. From the pause, I'm guessing he's offering some help. I wouldn't say no to a tour. A tour, you say? Well, I'm only going back to the principal's office, but I can point out some neat stuff along the way. He raises an eyebrow to himself in contemplation. Might be a good idea to meet the principal, too. He waves for me to follow him. Yeah, this game is pretty beautiful so far. Great art. Great music, too. Turns out he wasn't just an avid photographer like me, but also the school council president. And one of his priorities was taking photos for the school's yearbook for the first day page. Every few minutes we'd pause so Ben could take a couple shots, mainly of the students talking with each other. And while I would watch, I considered helping him in some way. I mean, the camera looks amazing, and then there's all these extra lenses in the bag. I feel absolute elation to finally know someone that's into photography. And I really want to broach it, but Ben fills the air between us, talking more about the school. Which is why we still go by Feathertails, even though I think it's a tad distasteful. Dang, you're pretty good at this. You give these tours to all new students? Not really, although it's something I've thought about a lot. Oh, hold that thought. Hey, Lenara. Ben goes to greet a student, putting up some intricate wall banners. Oh, hey, Ben. You have a good summer vacation? I did. Great work on the decorations. They look even better than last year's. Aw, thank you. These fucking voices, man. I don't like doing chick voices. I always get embarrassed. What's all this for? She steps aside so I can fully view the banner she's just finished with. The Cultural Arts Club. We meet every Thursday after school and look at antique artwork. She'd initially look past me to talk with Ben, but she gasps when she realizes. Hey, you're a human, right? Oh, that's a silly question. You should totally join. I just love human culture. There's this amazing set of ancient masks in my place from ancient Europe. I just adore them. Wow, that's impressive. I think you'd make a good curator. You know what? I probably would. After the club display during Spirit Week last year, I gotta agree. We spent weeks studying that tribe and weeks more practicing those dances. We also study and paint with those styles, like we're learning the techniques of the old masters. Hopefully soon we can even get into sculpting, like those old venue statues. We plan on getting one to look at sometime this year. What do you think? It'd be great if you'd come. Hey, that'd be neat. What do you say, Inko? Maybe. I do love culture. Oh, that's great. Oh, listen, we have this old chieftain's dress we've had for ages. We just have to see what it looks like on the real thing. I'll think about it. No way. I'd sooner endure a second impact event than wear something like that. Well, hey, nice to catch up, Lenara. We've got places to be. Take care. Bye. Yeah, I'm really liking it. All this character design is great. These guys are really talented. Hey, Ben. Oh, hey, Michael. Listen, I can't talk now, but I'd love to catch up later, yeah? I'm floored. This guy seems to know just about everyone in school as much as they know him. Talk about being on top of things. He points out a few more minor landmarks in the school and stops to greet a number of students, happy to see him after the summer break. Man, sorry for having to stop so much. No way. I think it's cool you know everyone. If only it could be cool without making us late. He points out a few more minor landmarks in the school, eventually leading me to the biggest draw. I already knew that this place was known for art, but wow. Just outside the administrative offices, the hallways filled with wonderful pieces of artwork. Paintings line the walls with name placards beneath detailing who the artists were, all created by alumni and attending students of the school. And this is the gala. All of those pieces have been featured in all kinds of articles and presentations. Whoa. I know, right? One moment. Ben turns to the nearest door and gives it a polite knock. Who is it? It's me, Principal Scalar. An overraptor, no older than her mid-30s, exits the room, holding a steaming mug and sporting a tired smile. Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning. Inko, this is our esteemed principal. Good morning, ma'am. Her eyes shoot wide mid-sip of her coffee. Oh, I hadn't noticed. You would be Mr. Ganito, yes? Yes, but my name... How wonderful! Gone is the exhaustion on her face, instead replaced by a very wide smile. I'm so happy to see that you've chosen our school for your last year, Mr. Nitu. Ben, be sure to give him a thorough St. Hammond welcome, okay? I already what? If you ever need any assistance, my office is always open, Mr. Nitu. Not to mention the student council is also available for help. Isn't that right, Ben? Yep. Yes, Principal Scalar. Thank you, Principal Scalar. Oh, and Ben, a moment, please. But... The parasaur is dragged into the office, leaving me alone in the school gala. Whatever they're saying, I can't hear over the ambient noise of the student body. Either way, it's probably not something I'm meant to hear. I move a few feet away, out of earshot of the discussion inside. On the wall beside me is a framed panoramic landscape of the city, painted by hand. Wow. Yeah, I love art like that. The watercolor landscape of cities. I just always find them so beautiful. Wow, I could practically use this thing as a map with how detailed it is. No wonder it's hanging so predominantly by the school principal's office. The gentle brush strokes, the vibrant colors, the evening sun bouncing off each of the windows, and the majestic scarlet sky enveloping the horizon. All of which combine together to give it a dreamscape feeling, like it's an idealized vision of the city. It's beautiful. I've never been a big admirer of paintings, but I can't deny that this is a masterpiece. Only a teacher could have been able to express the scenic beauty of the city with this level of skill and passion. I withdraw my Cavenstone 60 from my bag, with the compact lens I barely fit the entirety of the painting in frame for the shot. Checking the copy of my display, I realize I left out the title of the artist on the piece. The tag says, Dreamscape, artist O. Halford, 9th grade, a freshman. First place, 201M 2020. A freshman did this. Jeez. Now that I look at the rest of the paintings, this is insane. It's all so much better than what I've made. Almost all of the pieces are beautifully drawn. Acrylic, charcoal, pastel, and yet not even one photo. Hey, Inko, I'm back. I'm a senior. How on earth am I meant to even start measuring up here? Inko? What's that sound? Ben nudges me back with the back of his hand as the commotion gets loud. Hey, watch it, jackass! So you rolled Leatherface. My leg! I watch as the perpetrator, aggressor, aggregator, finally rounds the corner and comes barreling down the hallway, speeding right towards us. My instincts kick in and I stumble to the side to avoid the oncoming collision. For just a split second, I get a good look at my assistant. Anyways, it's kind of weird though. Oh, that's the chick from the cover. She's the best girl. Or main girl. green scales, messy hair, and a faded purple hoodie. She propels herself forward with a dexterous hand, spinning the large wheels on her. I only now notice that she's in a wheelchair. I didn't even know you could go that fast in one of those. She glances my way and her pupils lock onto mine. Her gray and gold eyes are marred by bags, like she hasn't slept in days. The girl's entire presence is ghost-like. And that expression, it's like she's looking straight through me. I'm sure she barely registers my existence, but I don't think I'll ever forget that face. Just as fast as she came, however, she's gone. As she leaves, I feel a weight is lifted from my shoulders. At least until I trip directly into the glass case behind me. Oh, fuck. Oh, didn't break. Oof. Hey, watch it! Whoops. Parasaur's hand rows the display carefully, his eyes filled with worry. You looking for something? Cracks. Usually when another student falls into them, there's some kind of crack or scratch. I guess it's just a dino thing. You humans are lucky you don't have to gotta sweat over this kind of stuff. That happen often? Often enough to drain the school's funds and repairs. That can't be good. Well, not to brag, but I do. I make do. The vibrato chime echoes through the now empty hall. I freeze, tardy on the first day. Whoops. Sorry to run on like that. You should get going to your first class. Want to need a tardy slip or something? Nah, it's the first day. Teachers are lenient. I'm fine either way since, one of the benefits of being class pres. What's your first period? Physical education? Ben sucks the air through his teeth in a prolonged wince. You'll be fine. Gymnasium's down that way. Don't keep him waiting too long. I need to get going too. Keep who waiting? I gotta go, bye. Oh, he walks fast when he has somewhere to be. That reaction doesn't exactly instill confidence in me. Yeah, I'm liking this game so far. Characters are very well designed, or likable so far. I follow Ben's directions towards the school's gymnasium. After all the earlier commotion, it's the first quiet moment to myself. Might as well take it to finally sort my thoughts. Let's see, what do I think of this place so far? It's certainly livelier than any of the other schools I've been to. Ever since I've stepped foot here, everything's been so lively, and everyone seems so exuberant. It makes me feel a little out of my depth, since I'm so used to the opposite. Here, people like that girl earlier are eager to share their hobbies almost without being prompted. Everywhere else I've been, people just kept to themselves, like they're only there because they have to be. It hits me. This school's art program attracts people. The students here don't have to be here. They're choosing to be here. That's why it's so active. Well, alright. What can I do with this information? It means I could probably be friends with anyone I want, right? Weird to say, but with everyone here sort of working with each other, there's bound to be an insane level of camaraderie too. Maybe I won't even have to try. I'm almost at the gymnasium now though, so I'll hold this thought for later. Gym class, where the boys are separated from the men, and where people with Herculean physiques are able to show off their sculpted bodies. Me as fuck. I begin to remember how much I dreaded going to PE. The innumerable bad experiences from past schools pale in comparison to the many skidded knees and broken glasses. Oh, fuck the skidded knees. Hopefully the school's PE is a lot less grueling. As I stand before the wooden double doors leading to the gym, I'm struck with how empty the area looks. Wait, this is just a reversed picture of a gym. This is a real gym, just reversed. Like, the scoreboard back there, the words are reversed. It's supposed to say home guest. Alright. That's followed by me catching the sound of physical activity coming from within the gym itself. Shoot, I really am late. Ben's earlier warning echoes in my head like a foreboding spirit. I peer through the small windows in the doors and see students standing shoulder to shoulder. Towering over them is a primate who I can only guess is our gym teacher, with his arms crossed and a scowl on his face. I hope I can get away with being tardy. As I walk into the... Ooh, that kind of scared me. My first thought is how lucky I am to be alive. I don't even know what was thrown at me, but it might as well have been a cannonball. I spot the gym teacher, and even through his baseball cap, I can feel the stare of rage pierce my soul. Such intensity that ideal throwing form, and only missed by centimeters. That was a warning shot. What the fuck? Know this and know it well, son. I have a policy. Each of my platoons get one free miss from me per year, and you just spin it. I shift my eyes to the students lined up next to him. They're so stiff with fear that I can't tell what they're feeling. You got 3 seconds to lay it on in front of your squadron. Why the great name of Cabby Drockett are you late? Davy Crockett. Well, He didn't even move. Hint taken, I shut my mouth. The simian scholars starts marching back and forth like a drill sergeant. Listen up, because I'm only saying this once. In this class, we operate on tough love. We learn from our mistakes, so you better pray to Raptor Jesus you don't forget them. Wait, Raptor Jesus? This is supposed to be BC. BC means before Christ. How do they know about Jesus? That's just a stupid question. Because if you do, with 3 monstrous steps, the coach closed the distance 10 yards to tower over me. I will be very upset. It reflects poorly on all of us. That is not something I will accept. So I would love to see you maggots succeed, but if you don't, I'll make it unforgiving. Am I understood? I nod my head in fear. Oh shit, my voice is getting really scratchy. Fan-freaking-tastic. Now then, join the rest of your ranks and stiffen up. Just a little bit of water. Once I confirm my bladder is intact, I shuffle over to where my colleagues stand. I feel them staring at me with anger. Like I'm responsible for the coach's teaching style. What an appalling first impression to make. I should just quit and start over somewhere else while I still can. The teacher takes a second to glance over us, reminding himself of where he was before I had interrupted. Out 10 hot maggots. You will all drop and give me 20 of the finest push-ups. Those guts best be an ant's fart off the pristine gym floor, or else. Tweet. With a violently loud blow of his whistle, the coach also takes his position to show the proper technique. I hide my wince as my knees impact roughly on the ground. Real pain starts as I try to keep pace with everyone around me. My biceps and forearms threaten to splinter from the weight of my body and the speed of my jerky movements. Dude, I'm like way bigger than your physique, and I can do 20 push-ups easy. I never realized just how badly out of shape I was. Yeah, dude, I am too, but push-ups are easy. On your feet, you bipedal slugs. Twee. I forgot to say twee. This guy, he ain't human. Some kind of primate, maybe? A close relative. I can feel my muscles harring in pure agony as I force myself up from the gymnasium floor. By the time I'm back on my feet, my breathing is heavy and coming in whistles. Now then, since it's only the first day of school, how about we have ourselves a good old game of dodgeball? Did he say dodgeball? Oh yeah, dodgeball time! I shoot a glance towards the overly enthusiastic diner next to me, who is absolutely elated by the prospect of the game. Is that an off song? We only just finished the warm-up and my muscles are already screaming. My knees shake, my lungs burn, and I'm so drenched in sweat that I'm sure I might need to take a shower after this. I really don't want to play dodgeball. Aren't we lucky? First day of school, we get to play a game. I don't do dodgeball. Why not? I'm not exactly. Alright, maggots, pick a side and keep the numbers even. This is a suicide match. And free-for-all, too. Damien, why don't you socialize by picking your teammates? Shades, you're on blue team. Wait, but why are there teams if it's free-for-all? I love free-for-all dodgeball, it's fun. Alright, I'm going with the human dude. Before I can figure out the rules of this dodgeball game, the Dilophosaurus yeah, I knew it's Dilophosaurus. Wraps an arm around my neck and brings me to his side of the field. Oh, and one last thing. His leer and tone freeze me on the spot. What's the first rule? We only got one. Have fun? Gang up on the weakest one! Wait, what? Twee! In a matter of seconds, the gymnasium becomes a full-blown battleground. I do my best to dodge the oncoming flurry of red rubber spheres coming my way like bullets. I dive to the ground, avoiding the oncoming projectiles. I soar overhead and pelt my comrades. I hear the blows and guttural groans of those who already succumbed to the onslaught of the flavorworms. Combat crawling away from the fierce front, I entrench myself along the edge of the field in hopes of being equipped. I cast my gaze on the rest of the allies, and oh god, it's a full rout, so many bodies. So, how's the first day of school treating you, bro? I look up to see the Finn Dino, the same pink Dilophosaurus who had dragged me to the side of the court, staring down at me and smiling. What do you think? I watch as he casually dodges an incoming ball before throwing his own. Name's Damien, by the way. Inco. Nice to meet you. You too, Crumdome and Frills. Who said you two had time to talk? Was my gymnasium more like a debate stage? I mean, maybe if you got some of those stamps in the auditorium, maybe. I know a guy's uncle who can make a really classy podium. Well, there's a stage right up there. I look at Damien, absolutely bewildered. What is this guy thinking? The coach looks like he's about to explode. Do not play smart with me, son. Keep your trap shut and eyes focused on the enemy. Damien just smiles and gives the coach a thumbs up, as if we aren't in the middle of an active war zone. You got it, Mr. Solly. That's Coach Solly to you. And what's the hold-up, Shades? You're just making yourself an easy target on the floor. Get up and play to win. Alright, this is my time to do something of worth. I'm not exactly good at dodgeball. Oh, maybe I can do the whole blocking thing here. I should hopefully make it so that everyone isn't peeved at me wasting the warning shot. But here's where things change. I can totally turn this around. All is equal in the court. The ball aimlessly rolls on the floor in front of me, calling out to be my ammunition. I somehow weave through two shots at me and pick up the ball. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it now. I'm on fire. There's no way I'm losing now. I grab onto the ball and start blocking any shot that so much as crosses our side of the field. Yeah, I'm doing great. Block 1, block 2, block 3. Now I'm really feeling it. I bet everyone's looking at me now. Any thought of playing the game suddenly left my mind, like it was never there. Who cares? Doing this is more than enough. I can be the stuff. Hey, new guy. A new voice catches my attention. A crimson parasols. Think fast. What? Ooh, and that's the rubber balls. Only concussion I've ever gotten was from a rubber dodgeball. I was like 10 and the dude was like 19, so that's bullshit, really. The floor is cold. Maybe I shouldn't have come here at all. A pair of extremely dirty sneakers enter my field of view. You gotta get up, Shades. No, I give up. Bonk. Boing bonk. Oh man, that hurts. How long does I have? I'm laying down on something soft. Where am I? My vision clears and I sit up from the plastic bed. Sure is bright in here. Oh shit! They broke my sunglasses. Luckily I brought my reserve pair. Much better. I stand from the rubber mattress, taking in the tiny room finally. Home alone? Not even a school nurse or anything? Oh, there she is. Looks like she's attending to another student who has a snout stuck in a cone. A cone? Like an ice cream cone? A traffic cone? Huh. Looking at the clock on the wall, it's already noon. That would explain the pounding headache. Finally awake, Shades. I sit ramrod straight, the fear of God stricken into me once more. Calm yourself, cadet. You ate dirt pretty hard back there. Oh, man. Yeah. Wait, you did that. I did. Belted you right in the back. Do you know why? Because I messed up. Be more specific, kid. Because I couldn't be a good teammate and got hit in the face? Wrong. It was after that. Nothing happened after that. No, you gave up. But I was doing well. You think so? I was blocking the balls and all. You weren't blocking anything. You were showing off. You found a single thing you could do and started dancing around like a clown. You focused on the easy thing and gave up the real thing. You were so focused that you forgot to look around for a moment. And here you are. I know a defeated man when I see one. And there's no way in hell I'm letting a student of mine give up so easily. It's the first period of the first day, and you're already giving up. Either way, it's a pretty bad lump you ended up with. You gotta watch around some students, if you know what I mean. I blinked a few times and recalled the chick that yelled at me to catch, followed by pounding me in the face. That one, she's... He chuckles to himself for a bit. She's something, alright. Yeah, looked like the devil herself. Anyways, take the rest of the day off, kid. What? I'm telling you to go home. The principal gave the okay. I feel my head again. Another stab of pain. Am I really not good to go back to class? Wasn't I getting lectured about this just a few moments ago? Oh, I don't want to give up so easy. No, you should go home to your folks. He scratches the back of his head, slightly embarrassed. Right, about that. Lee tried calling them earlier. Couldn't reach him. I give a sad half smile. Yeah, sounds about right. Oh, that's kind of sad. I could make it home fine on my own. He nods. When you get back, don't give up so easy. He holds the door to the nurse's office open. I nod and exit the office, Coach Sully closing the door behind us. Oh, and here's for tomorrow. A brown paper bag is shoved in my arms, along with my backpack. Peeking in, I see something blue and gold wrapped in plastic. If you hadn't been late, you could have changed into those. Thank you, sir. Next time, Shades, think faster. Got it? Yes, sir. His smile was positively unnerving. Now scram, cadet. Yeah, more and more in this game. I continue to like it. Well, this is officially the worst first day I've ever had. As my feet drag along the linoleum floor, I can't help but painfully think of all the failures in the past few hours. No thanks to a very prominent bump at the back of my head. Ow. I'm worse than everyone here on both creative and physical level. I know I really shouldn't be bothered by it, but I hate seeing just how far behind I am compared to everyone else. And I thought I'd make new friends. What was I thinking? I stop and shake my head a bit. What the heck am I doing sulking like this? It's a bad first day, but it's just the first day. There's still all the rest. I still met Ben and Damien. They're pretty cool. I'm not gonna let my optimism be ruined just because of a bad dodgeball match. Just you wait, St. Hammond. Today was the test run. Tomorrow's the real deal. Is that it? Morning comes. Man, how long is this demo? Well, Dark Knight, Wonder Woman, Avengers posters back there, but they're all dinosaurs. That's cool. I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day, especially with this fully grown lump on my scalp. I move an arm from the sheets of from my sheets and feel my head. Yeah, that's bruised real good. Could be worse though. Alright, time to get up. I slump out of my bed and yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. My new room is pretty nice. Quite spacious, even with all the still sealed boxes. I brush my hand over one of them, the one with my other clothes. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Right now, though, it's time for breakfast. Breakfast! A little bit more water. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeams shining through the window draw my eyes to look out to the new neighborhood. The driveway is empty. Looks like my parents had already gone for the day. No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. Shit, man, that's sad too. A shiver runs up my spine as my feet step on the icy tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped-up boxes that are still scattered about on the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge, and I don't even have to read it to know what it says. At this point, Mom's just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse the same note and make a small addendums to it. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there's still mostly a full box of breakfast burritos. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic cultures more. Plate loaded with a couple of the minuscule flour wrap meals. I set the microwave and wait for the burritos to hopefully not explode or burn inside. While I wait though, I check my phone. I scan over my newsfeed and check out some of the people I'm subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. I guess I'll watch the suggested video then. I prop my phone up and click on something random. At the ding of the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carrying it carefully so I don't burn my hands on the bottom of the plate. I give the first burrito a test by end. The inside is still cool. I hate that feeling. I don't want to stick it back in though. The tortilla would just become a brick then. I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. Top of the morning, folks! Hey, this is Jacksepticeye! By the time the video ends, I've finished up the last of my half-thawed burritos. Pocketing my phone, I slip the plate into the sink and head out for the day. This time, I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrival. I'll work on it. On the metro again, I take a little more time to check out my surroundings. The sun shines through the windows across my normal seat. There's this one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. It's probably a set routine for her at this point. She always does a bit of makeup first, then checks her phone and the rest of the way. The sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster almost. Oh, I take a picture, but it might be a little too awkward for me. Also, everything's disappeared, unless it's so dark. How's St. Hammond's greeting you so far, Mr. Nito? The voice so deep, I feel it reverberate in my bones, calls from above. What the fuck? I'm taken aback by the authoritative action. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passenger car. How did he even get in here? Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake, though his palm alone smothers my entire hand. How do you know my name? You're clearly going to school. The nearest one's St. Hammond, and I'm already aware of the new human student, and if you don't mind my profiling. Whoa, you got all that just from looking at me? I'm partially joking. The full name is printed on your backpack. You know that's dangerous, right? Oops. Yep, that's me alright. But please, I know it's only been a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear your opinion so far. Is this a questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is of some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? Oh, what am I being secretive for? I'm here to audit your school, see the teachers, know the students, make sure it's a proper place of learning. I wish it were something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork and office politics. Oh, alright then. My thoughts on the school so far. I consider telling you about the teacher nailing me with the dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Well, the classes that I have are great, and the teachers I have are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat pocket for his pen, but decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavy, rumbling chuckle. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Made any friends? It's a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time around. What do you think that is? I think it's the jacket. The jacket? What do give my lapel a quick tug for extra style points. The Coastline Cotton Nylon Bomber 32, part of the latest catalog by A&F. I see. Do they need to lean so close to inspect it? If the carriage rocks in any way, he'd probably turn me into a piece of modern art against the window. And that's really what the youth are into these days. Hey, the results speak for themselves. Whatever he's thinking about, it's got nothing to do with his work. I think I have a pretty good idea on what it could be, though. Mr. Paris? You got no swag? Huh? Well, I guess that probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. Well, even the older generation can be dressed to impress. You just have to see what people today like to wear. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. It is somewhat important to my job that I know how the student body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Does she ever see you in casual clothes? I'm wearing them now. I can save him. The rest of the trip was quick, but we continued with a small talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a fight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking with him again. Oh god, those burritos were a mistake. My stomach is rolling after the warm-ups. Alright, maggots, today we'll be working on our cardiovascular system. By that, I mean a good old-fashioned mile run. I want everyone out on the track field yesterday. I noticed Damien's mouth open as soon as Coach Solly yells his words. And no, Damien, that doesn't mean I want you to time travel. Unless, of course, you mean running so fast that you hit 88 miles an hour. That could be Griffith's favorite movie. And just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots up a Solly thumbs up. Shoots Solly a thumbs up. Solly's only reply is to let out a snort. Double time it now, cupcakes! There's no hesitation for me this time. I follow the rest of the class and do the run. Solly won. As expected, I rapidly fall behind the pack. Hey, Ingo, nice of you to drop by. How you doing? Damien, what are you doing back here? Keeping my new buddy company, of course. What are you doing? Trying not to vomit. You're doing great, then. Thanks, I guess. Shouldn't you be at the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia? You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday? A brief flashback reminds me of the red parasaurs. Her. By the by, I'm glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't wind up with permanent brain damage. Hey, question. Was what happened yesterday normal around here? Well, Mia's a wild one, that's for sure. Best not mess with her, unless you're into those kind of chicks, in which case, be my guest. As for Solly, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it, though. He ain't that bad a guy once he warms up to you. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're gonna fit right in no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way we can give you the proper welcome and stuff. Lunch, I mean, Inko, Damien, don't fall behind. Sully's voice snapped me from my mini stupor and makes me realize just how far behind Damien and I have fallen, behind the rest of the class. Whoops, better catch up with the others before Sully brings the old punitive measure. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother. Trust me. What? Come on, dude, let's jet! Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than they ever should have. I have to struggle to not trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep up the pace that Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. "5 minutes and 3 more laps later, I fall flat on my ass. My heart beating so fast, my lungs burning so fiercely, every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. Damn, yeah, I know that feeling. Regardless of that, though, I finished the jog. The first small step towards conquering my physical weakness. Good job, maggots. Keep this up and you'll be soldiers yet. Sully turns to me with a slight grin and shoots me a thumbs up. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes. Damien helps me back up, and I join the rest of the male students as we head back to the locker room. We talk a bit more about our interests and other school matters on the way. Damien filled me in a bit on St. Hammond's history during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't that far apart from one another, but our conversation isn't a real possibility considering all the other ones going on in the relatively cramped locker rooms. There really isn't that much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class switch. I wave goodbye to Damien and start looking for my next class. Don't forget, lunch with the butts. I nod in reply as I turn around and head down to the hallway towards my next class. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about the school seemed pretty normal, there are some key modifications made to better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. This next class I'm sort of looking forward to, AP Art Design. The class looks like it's a studio classroom on the second floor. Part of the school here is built to be both inside and outside, with open ceilings and walls here and there. Since it's the art wing, the displayed pictures are coated in hydrophobic layers and framed. Though, since it's the start of the year, the halls are freshly cleared, waiting to be filled in as the semesters pass. Of course, there is no shortage of drains. This hall in particular is displayed prominently in the school's advertising material, and for good reason. The carefully and expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature, the school, and even the building materials themselves is nothing less than mystical. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing just outside the door to my next class. Much like the school wall outside, it's decorated in various colors and patterns, each corner painted and tagged by different students. I barely step foot inside before the bell rings. Since I was the last one in, all but one of the other seats were taken. It's pretty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. Then there's the teacher. He's standing up by the board, waiting for me to finish looking around and take a seat. Since he isn't urging me to look for a seat, he must be used to new students taking it all in. That must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Well, don't have to hold up for class too long. Try not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted. I take the seat closest to me in the front row. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle instead of staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him, save for a few people here and there. A few students are whispering something behind me. Where was he yesterday? Hey, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day. So in a way, it's the teacher's first day as well. So I didn't miss anything in this class. That's pretty cool, actually. Wham! The teacher slams the front desk with both fists, the sound echoing throughout the room. It's a signal for all the auxiliary conversation to cease, and the class obeys. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look to be agitated. Rather, he's got a massive grin on his face. The phrase, winning smile, comes to mind. Right then, the pale pterodactyl holds what looks to be a metallic tray on the stick. Good morning, class. Oh, fuck, dude. It's like 2 in the morning, man. Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design. He holds up the stick haphazardly. This is a flash pen. I saw it at an antique store yesterday and thought it'd be a good introduction. It's not important. Worthless, actually. So there was no fucking need for you to do that. The class winces as the stick chucked in the garbage bin and shattered. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Itakan. Within the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker and managed to scrawl his name across the board in the finest show of calligraphy. I shall be your guide as we explore the expanses of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? For our teacher is very animated. This first week we'll be going in-depth on the history and fundamentals of art, perhaps a little trial by fire as well, to get your creative juices flowing. There's murmurs from my classmates, though I pay them no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing some creative work to create something that I could possibly show off. For a brief moment, I picture my own name on the placard in the hallways outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like for you all to open up your book to page 3. Right, my book. Wait, what book? Wait. Looking around, I see that everyone else has a novel-sized hardcover book opened. Oh. They must have gotten them yesterday. Now then, class, we'll be starting with... Hesitantly, I raise my hand. Mr. Yatakin, sir? I, don't have a book yet. You don't have a... How? The substitute passed all of them out yesterday. Oh. His eyes flicker open a second as he connects some internal dots. The word on the street is that the new kid got concussed so hard he had to leave early. Did the street at least mention I was doing well before that? Oh, of course not. You're Mr. Nito, then. Yes, sir. Incognito. Given the circumstances, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Thank you, sir. I kind of regret being so late, because the only person I can realistically share it with is the person to my side. So, hey. Oh! The chick. Wait a minute. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Just like back then, I feel her gaze, piercing and cold, as if she's not even seeing me next to her. Would it be okay to share the book? It'll only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan like I just spit in her cereal. She then huddles her back over her page. Gee, sorry I asked. It's only the first day. Maybe I won't need it. Olivia, come on, share with him this one time. I already told him I personally resolved the issue. Just help me out here, aight? She responds by making a show of sighing deeply while rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, there'd be a groan to go with the gesture, but she remains silent. Her head hangs low in defeat, and she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks. I saw my own desk closer to her, just enough that I can read the page. Our teacher orates the page as if reading from the Death of Hot Hunter. I follow along while simultaneously trying to capture anything that stands out to my notebook. A lot more difficult than I expected, as Mr. Yatakin seems to be putting emphasis on every word he spoke. I felt like I was just copying the page wholesale. My eyes turned from the book to the girl's notes, and scritch. There's some very murderous-looking claws on her fingertips. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingertips on a small hand towel and... Whoa, the claws extend again to a bright red puddle on her desk. A singular red-colored claw is pressed on her paper for a moment, then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind a bright red cursive sentence on the page. Cool. Those silver irises flick my way once more. What? What you're doing. That looks pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. She looks back at the book and hunches over her shoulders as high as she humanly, dinally, can. Huh? She's now leaning over her notes too, even using the book as an extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my own notes. Yeah. An impossible task now, though, as the colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my curiosity. The quill talon continues to delicately etch notes onto the page, and it only leaves the page to dip it into what it looks like a tiny paint palette at the edge of her desk. The claws extend again, and now there's a faint rumbling. Hey, I didn't mean to get caught up in it. Sorry, I wait for her to give me a name. She doesn't. She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. In either case, I turn my attention back to class. Hope I can make up for lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator girl, though. especially when those icy gray eyes of hers feel like the icicles poised to stab through me. Hey, wait a second. Those hand motions. She's not writing anything right now. She's drawing. Well, it's none of my business, but I am rather curious. I make a show of leaning back to yawn. Now I can see it's... Oh, it's a calligraphic doodle of me. There's no mistaking it. That's my jacket, sunglasses. That's pretty cool. Nobody's ever drawn me before. Well, there were those others on the first day of school, but that's different. They weren't using their own claws or ink. Oh man, I can't wait. I gotta ask for a closer look. Hey! Your picture's super cool. Can I see it? She glares me in the eyes and slowly brings out the sheaf she was doodling on. With the paper more visible, I can just barely make out all the important details. The line work is sharp, each stroke is an organic curve. When combined, formed what had to be me. It even had my glasses in the negative space of the head. Though what was with the multiple swervy lines coming out of my drawing's head? Dude, this is great. She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I get a picture of it? I pause. Why? Nobody's ever done something like that for me. I want to remember it. She passes the paper over to me. It's yours. Oh, really? Thanks. Don't mention it. But don't. She's nice. After a grueling period made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings to set us free. Finally, freedom at last. Just stay for a moment longer, Ingo. I get some sideways glances from other students as they leave, no doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. With a few strokes from his pen, Latican hands me a note. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even got a fancy laminated library card. Yadikin's introduction to his class certainly has me excited for photography next. First stop, though, lunch. Can't take pictures on an empty stomach. Between my lackluster breakfast and gym class, I'm practically starving. Despite my hunger, though, I'm stopped dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. Man, this demo is really long. The whole place is overtaken by lawless anarchy. I've never seen a riot this intense. A few students have even crawled halfway up the wall, hanging by the decorative pines. Food flies about everywhere, utilized as ammunition rather than sustenance. Yet the security guard by the door isn't moving. This must be acceptable? I shudder to think it would be bad enough to warrant him taking action. I've never seen anything like this at any of my old schools. But more importantly, all the cliques have already formed for the previous day. I missed my chance to sit with anybody. Wait, it's only the second day. Why am I acting like though it's too late for anything? Yo, Nico! I'm shoulder checked from behind by what feels like an oversized fist or undersized boulder. It wasn't already by a wall. If I wasn't already by a wall, I would have either been sent sprawling or made into roadkill. When I turned around, I met with Damien's toothy grin. Ow! What? What? Already forgot about me? Don't worry. You don't got anywhere to be, right? Yeah. You stuttered. Come on, man. We're going somewhere. May as well, right? Damien excitedly motions at me to follow through the traffic of students going about in the lunchroom. Peering into the crowd, waving over me, but disappearing again like he's outrunning something. It's a good thing I hadn't gotten my own lunch yet. He'd be dumped on the ground without 3 elbows and a slap at him. Throughout the clamoring, I hear something about a turf war restarting with the new year, and the Megalodons will continue to rule. Oh, Megalodons. When we get to see Megalodons, that'd be cool. Somewhere mixed in the undeniable sound of a steel chair clattering to the ground. This is an actual war zone now. How on earth is Damien allowed to weed through these guys so easily? Eventually he leads me to the far corner of the road, and to his usual lunch table. Hey, you're alive. I think one of my ribs is cracked. That's just the school spirit you're feeling. Ugh. I feel less like a person and more like a well-used punching bag. I finished stretching my wounded back and actually checked the table. It's basically empty. There's only one other person here. No, hey! The Gator girl gives an unamused raised eyebrow. Hey, you. Oh, snap, you know Olivia? Olivia, right, yeah. The one and only. Why don't you tell me you met already? Because I only sort of did. We're in the same class. Oh, okay, I get it now. Still, that sounds awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. Oh? Oh yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's screwing around in the school business. She'll probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff can't take that long, right? What's she need with the student council? Oh, she doesn't need anything with the student council. She's in it. She's the treasurer. The treasurer? Yeah, something like that. What do you think, Olivia? Olivia just grunts in reply. She doesn't even bother to look up from her lunch tray. Are you an artist too, Damien? Nah, I don't got the patience to sit around for hours like that. If you're not taking advantage of the art program. So, you're not taking advantage of the art programs here? Don't really need them. Home's just real close by. Only other artist here today is Olivia. His arms wave over Olivia as if he's presenting her at an auction or something. For her part, the Gator girl just grunts again. Well, what do you do then, Olivia? Finally, she looks up, turning an indifferent look my way. Did she say something? What was that? The ambient war noises are a bit too loud. I can't hear a thing. Sorry, I can't hear anything you're saying over the... Don't sweat it. She's usually the real quiet type. I paint. Oh, hey. Holy hell, her voice sounds so raspy, as if she'd never drunk a drop of water in her life. Guess I didn't notice before when she gave out those one-syllable responses. But for someone's voice to be so strained from a single shout... She furrows her brow and looks back down at her lunch. Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He sits back in his own seat and takes a huge bite out of mystery meat steak. Right, food. After the workout and poor breakfast today, I'm particularly famished now. But the line. All eyes look to where the lunch line should be, and it's become a full-blown riot. Someone's got a fire extinguisher trying to stop it. Oh, I probably should have waited for you to go get yours. Oops. Damien returns to the steak, rather aggressively. But who am I to question dino etiquette in the act of using one's foot to anchor the food for tearing? Suddenly, the sound of squeaking rubber draws both our attention towards Olivia. She's holding on to one of her wheels, having just skidded across the granite floor. Oh, what's up? She tilts her head back towards the courtyard behind us. It looks like there are a few vending machines out there. Huh, guess I'll check them out. Leave the group behind and try to go get lunch. Not a fan of soda and chips for a meal, but it's enough for wartime survival. But hey, this accepts credit cards. Handy. I'm feeling like... My favorite color is drywall, store-brand soda. Pretending to be on a diet, baked chips. A huge fucking idiot. I'm gonna get a sports drink. I'm a huge fucking idiot. Pick out a few other brands I recognize, enough for me to tide over for the rest of the school day. I bend to pick up the bags from the dispenser slot and... That green chick's looking at me. She notices me gazing at her and hunches over again, hurriedly. What's that all about? Right, making new friends. I buy a few extra sodas for the table. Carrying everything back in both arms, I place both of them on empty spots, sliding a can of soda to Damien. He looks at me like I just tossed him a gold bar. Whoa, dude! The Dilo boy's mouth opens wide as he chomps on the bottom of the can, and his fangs piercing the thin metal and spraying its contents down his gullet. I toss him over to Olivia as well. She says she eyes it as though it were booby trapped before taking the bag of chips. Damien sighs happily as he chucks the shredding remains of his can away. Caffeine ambrosia. What were we talking about before? Olivia's art, right. She's really good, Inky. Like, you wouldn't believe. Can you at least stick to a nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has? Oh, she's the O who made the landscape portrait of the city. Can I see them? In fact, I should snap some glamour shots for you. No need, dude. I already got pictures on my phone. No, I mean, hold on. I pick up my backpack from the floor, unzipping it, and retrieving my beloved camera from it. I'm actually into photography. The Dino Man reaches for the well-aged DSLR, and on instinct, I swat his hand away. Hey! Sorry, force of habit. What do you think, Olivia? She eyes me up and down with the same furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy that ate dirt in gym yesterday? Damien and image in text not found. Oh shit. Yep, no. They forgot to put his name. I shoot Damien a quick dirty glance before turning to look at Olivia. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. It wasn't! And how does everyone seem to know about it? Damien looks aside sheepishly. I may have had a hand in spreading the story around. I thought it was funny. Don't worry though, everyone has some embarrassing story. One time I got my fuel stuck in a bathroom stall. I didn't need to know that. It took him an hour to get out. See, everyone's got something. Olivia pops a chip into her jaws, her face looking out to nowhere as if she's thinking of something. Damien leans close to me. One of his frills extends to hide from Olivia. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. She said 3 things and one of them was a grunt. Why the secrecy? It's like a secret meeting. Those are cool. Uh-huh. But yeah, this is something else. She's really warming up to you, I can tell. He sits back down properly. Honestly, this whole thing's a little creepy. She's probably not a bad person to talk to, but Damien isn't helping any. As eager as I am to make new friends this year, this is definitely not how I thought it would pan out. Maybe it's best that I get through lunch quickly and quietly. At least I have a spot to sit during lunch. Now I could have any other options. There you are, Inko. A voice rings out to greet me, which catches our attention. I see a familiar bespectacled face walk over to us with a lunch tray in his hands. Glad to see that you made it to lunch this time. Oh, hey, Ben. I'm guessing you and Inky are already met? Introducing myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you should have seen Inky here yesterday. Damien lets out a cackle and slaps me on the back, igniting the gym pains in my body and almost knocking my glasses off. Ben gives a concerned half smile. This must be my internal torment for the rest of the semester. Yeah, about yesterday. Ben looks down the aisle of chattering students and signals to someone with his head. Standing 10 feet away from us is an imposing-looking dinosaur girl. Blonde hair, crimson scales, and sporting a fiery red leather jacket. Ben motions for her to come closer with a soft smile on his face and nod. And she smiles back, though her own is noticeably strained. Okay, I'm here. She slowly makes her way over and notice now that some of the students begin to quiet down as she passes by them. Oh, that's the chick who hit me. No comment on her looks. As she gets closer, her intense presence invades me, and even though we're about the same height, I feel like an ant about to get crushed under her boot. Somewhere in my synapse connects her face with me tasting bright rubber yesterday. I really wish I hadn't. Inko, Mia here has something to say to you. Mia stays silent, but strides the last couple steps rigidly to stand in front of me. She sucks in air through her teeth. Sorry. The corner of the girl's lips start to rise. I didn't mean to knock your lights out. Behind her I notice Ben wincing. The girl lets out a laugh and lays an arm around my shoulder, her smile growing wide once more. Heat creeps along my face as her muzzle nears my ear, especially when a puff of hot air blows by the lobe. The heat is torn away when I feel her fingers dig roughly into my shoulder, with her sharp hissing whisper scrapes my eardrum. ball was me being nice, Baldy. Screw the class. Screw the class over again, and I'll fucking end it. Nodding and understanding, Mia pushes him away with a small cheer. See, all clear now, Benny boy. Mia, that's not quite... boo, you know how I am. Her eyes flutter as she looks his way. Yes, I know, but you promised you would be nicer, I know, and I was. So I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like we promised. Oh, fuck, does the nerd date the jock? She waves us off and collectively and backs into the crowd, vanishing before either one of us can fully process her words and actions. Damien nudges my side. Dude, I think she likes you. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Inko. I heard earlier about what happened in PE and connected the dots. Mia comes off as rough around the edges, but she's actually really sweet. I'll, talk to her about it more later. You and her, huh? Yeah, since the start of high school. The classic jock and nerd pairing. Sounds like you're living the dream. You know it. But yeah, sorry about your first impression of her isn't ideal. It's fine. It was just dodgeball. Not like she was looking to do something. Yeah. Damien? Damien looks up from the rest of his meal, having selectively heard his name. Could you not spread rumors about your fellow classmates? No worries, Nico. No worries. Nico and I are cool. That still doesn't make it right. Sure. Yes, sir. Yeah. He gives Ben a lazy salute. Ben merely sighs as he places his tray on the table and makes himself comfortable in the seat next to me. As he settles in, Ben notices my camera still out on the table. Oh, is this your camera, Inko? Huh? Oh, yeah, I was showing it to Damien and Olivia earlier. May I? I feel my instincts kicking for a moment before remembering that Ben also works with the camera. Sure, have a look. I watch as Ben gingerly picks up my camera and gives it a thorough inspection. I must say, as far as standard DSLRs go, you got a very good quality. It's nothing too special, really. Just something I picked up a while back. Well, you have a good taste in camera models. He hands me back my camera, to which I place it in my backpack. Thanks. Something like that would be easy to get some great shots. Well, I do have a small collection in a portfolio drive. A portfolio? Oh man, I'd only got mine a month ago. I bet you got like a dozen pieces to choose from, but for the New Year's art contest. The what? He missed that announcement. What announcement? The school has an annual art contest for the start of every new year. The winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the fact that the winner's piece is submitted for publication in a couple's big-time magazines. Oh, Olivia went away. Oh wow. That sounds awesome. Of course, that also means a lot of students plan ahead and work all summer for something to admit. Did you do anything for it, Ben? You know it. Well, good luck. Looks like she turned out the perfect piece yesterday. Okay, now I'm interested. I keep getting Ben and Inko's voices mixed up. Finally, a chance to show my real skill at something I'm good at. Hey, Olivia could help you out. With your shots and her art, you two could totally win. Right, Olivia? Olivia? I'll turn our heads to Olivia, only to realize that she disappeared. When did she leave? Confused, I scan around the cafeteria and my eyes manage to spot her through the crowd of students. She's rolling away towards the cafeteria doors, quickly. Just like that, I lose sight of her as fast as I had seen her. I turn to look at Damien and Ben. Damien not only looks puzzled, but also disappointed for some reason. Ben, meanwhile, well, he almost looks annoyed that Olivia left. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. The venomous sting to his words makes me feel like there's more going on than I'm aware of. I decide not to pry into it, and instead bring the conversation back. Well, I still want to try. You can upload your submission on the school's website. Oh, then I'll need an account. You don't have one? I don't think so. I've been told they'll get me that stuff by the end of the week. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it takes me about 5 minutes at most to deal with that. Then why the wait? Nobody wants to deal with it. Guess I'll wait then. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think there's someone at Stuco that can help you out, actually. It's the treasurer's duty day today, anyway. So that's where Liz ended up. I don't know any names, so maybe. Guess I'll go meet Liz sooner rather than later. Think I'll take care of that before lunch is over then. See you in class, Ben. Sure thing. Later, Damien. Deuces, man. Tell Liz I said hi. I grabbed some of the leftover snacks from the table in my backpack and head from the table and my backpack and head out of the cafeteria. Finally, I can show off my skills, show that I'm just as capable an artist as anyone else here. Oh my god, this is taking fucking forever. The computer lab is an offshoot from our library. As for the library itself, aside from an expected emphasis on anatomy drawing guides and the like, it's pretty standard. Not to brag, but the school I was at for my freshman and junior years had a library with 2 floors. Probably should have read a thing or two with all those resources. I'm getting off topic. The computer lab is the focus. The calm tranquility of the library is overtaken by the organized sterility of the lab. 40 standardized sets of computers and monitors line the walls, forming a panopticon around the desk reserved for the teacher in the middle. I remember them being organized differently in elementary school, but for a few years now I've just been seeing this formation. Sounds to me like someone got caught doing one too many times working on more risque art pieces. The monitors are all turned on, but only one's logged in. Weird, there's nobody here. Damien and Ben said Liz would be here, though. Maybe she's in the bathroom. I'm not one to pry and snoop around, but I'm really pressed for time here. On screen, I see open PDFs and documents. They look finance-related and filled with abbreviations and jargon I don't understand. Maybe I can figure out how to create my account of my own. What are you doing? Haunted high school! I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, thank Christ, it's just a dino girl with an extremely long neck and not a specter. No, really, what were you doing on the fiscal report I was working on? I didn't do anything. I've been working on that all day. Why did you touch it? I didn't. I only minimized it, I swear. Right, I'm here for a reason. Are you Liz? The brachiosaurus furiously reopens all of her windows for a while, and for a while types out some information before acknowledging me again. Excuse me? Ben sent me. I wanted to submit something for that art contest going on, but I don't have any school login info yet. Ben told me you'd be able to help. Ben, huh? Well, Ben and Damien. She mumbles something beneath her breath and turns her head back to me. Yeah, I'm Liz. Whoa. Inco. But yeah, I'm new here, so I need an account. Oh, well, that's no trouble at all. Liz sits down and cracks her knuckles as she starts typing away at the keyboard. Alright, I'll see if I can get that done for you. In a flourishing display of spreadsheet software experience, Liz navigates and organizes several documents in seconds. I've always had the general idea on where a lot of shortcuts and commands, but yeesh. So you're an artist too? Since you want to enter the contest so bad. Oh, yeah, I'm a photographer. Yeah? How are you liking it so far? It's pretty good, although I feel bad about missing most of the first day. It's not your fault. Guess not. Although, truth be told, I see those paintings framed in the hall by the principal's office, and it does put a bit of a rain on my parade. Oh, those. Yeah, I get what you mean. I think it's like that by design, honestly. Something about breaking the students' egos. Then you end up wanting to improve like crazy so you can reach your goals. At least, that's what happened to me. Your goals? Yeah, I'm planning on going to university and getting degrees in design and business. And that's just the start. Ambitious? Don't see how anyone can afford not to be. You? I'm going to be an influencer, blogger, and crazy pop. I want to publish a photography magazine. I don't know, but it's gonna be big. Yeah, I like that one. Well, it's something. More than a lot of people here. What's that mean? Like half the school may as well just be in daycare. Sorry if it sounds rude. Like they aren't taking advantage of the programs here? Yeah, something. Some don't. Like a friend of mine. I mean, Damien. Yeah, I shouldn't have mentioned it. Ah, well, I hope he hasn't been causing you any trouble. He can be a bit of a silly Billy sometimes. Silly Billy, I like that. Trouble is a bit of an understatement. He's definitely the friendly type. He even partnered with me in gym and dragged me along to sit with him at lunch. Was that so? Yeah, he was really excited about it too. He's really welcoming me to this lunch friend group thing. Liz sighs. Not this again. What? I'm guessing he introduced you to Olivia as well? Well, we share a class, but I didn't get a proper introduction until lunch. Oh boy, I'm sorry about that, Inko. What, is Damien messing with me? No, Damien is great. He's just maybe a little too eager. If he considers you a friend to him, he'll want you to be our friend too. Specifically, he'll want you to be Olivia's friend. What's wrong with that? Nothing at all. But you've seen Olivia. You can probably tell she's a bit unresponsive, doesn't really like to talk to anyone, not even Damien. So you can definitely try to be your friend, but just know that she'll most likely ignore you. You don't like Olivia? What? No, I do. She's fine, I guess. I sit with her during lunch, after all. And I'm sure you'll get along with us just fine. But hey, I'd love to see Olivia make a friend. Just don't get too invested trying to get her to warm up to you. There's history to that warning. Why does she stick around then, if she doesn't want to be friends? Oh, Damien didn't mention it? They live together. They're siblings? Not exactly. You'll have to ask him about it. Huh. What is it, like a step-sibling thing? Foster? Adoption? Damien's also just incredibly patient and outgoing. I envy him. But yeah, he would like nothing more than everyone to get along like best buddies. Unless you're like Damien and you can be pleasant to a brick wall forever, your time is probably better spent elsewhere. So, how serious are you about your ambitions? Pretty serious, I think. Liz nods. Something to keep in mind then. It's a struggle, but like Damien says, you gotta keep trying, right? Liz gives me a half-hearted smile, but she seems sad about something. Anyways, sorry for talking your ear off about private matters. Still want to get that submission turned in? She stops for a second on one tab to scan for something. And got it. She motions her head back to the room and printer as it comes to life. I get up and get the paper. Both my username and password here are the strings of numbers. I take a snapshot of the username and password so I won't have to remember it. Thanks. Anyways, you should hurry. Lunch is ending soon. Right. According to the time display on the monitor, I've only got 10 minutes left. I followed the instructions to the printout and finally got getting to the student hub at the site. And thankfully the art contest is displayed prominently across it. Clicking through a couple of links, I finally find the submission instructions. It's simply a matter of putting my entry details in the name of the file and dragging it to the school's shared drive. Plugging in my portable portfolio hard drive and create a copy of my magnum opus. Then a quick rename, drag it here, and just in time. I take the extra minute to safely unlock my hard drive and then log off the computer. Looking back to Liz, she's completely wrapped up in her work. Don't think interrupting her is a good idea, especially after what she said about Olivia in her own time. I opt to simply leave her be, heading out the room and the library for class. After all, it's time for the class that I'd been looking forward to the most. This day is certainly turning out to be better than yesterday. Hope I can just jinx it for myself. Yeah, no. I'm gonna come back to this later. Alright, I'm back. 24 hours later. let's get back into it. Gonna make this all one video, or try to at least. Alright, my nerves had been acting up when I first stepped back into the classroom. Made even worse than when I was hit with another flashbang. Oh, fuck, dude. After my 20 other classmates had finished laughing, Mr. Yadikin made a show of waving a freshly taken photo from a fancy fold-up camera from the 70s. I dubbed this portrait Lieutenant Sans Poils. I can't do French. After he thumbtacked the shot of the on a corkboard filled with poor snapshots of everyone else, Mr. Yadikin reassured me and sat me down right next to Ben. He managed to sum up his syllabus in under a minute, instead taking the majority of the time to go over our first lesson in assignment exposure and lighting. With each new light fixture he brought out and explained, I felt my mind swirl faster with new possibilities of old shots. If only I'd had that then, or if I could have used that there. Now that you've taken a small taste of it, we'll start on your first photography assignment, proper lighting. I'm practically salivating at the thought. Mr. Yadikin had just finished his first lesson when he'd handed out all sorts of equipment to look over. It's the first time I've handled some of these things, like the enormous box light that was still taking up the entirety of my desk. Remember though, that these are just tools meant to enhance the photo. You can highlight a turd all you want, it's still a turd. The crude language guarantees a chortle from a few half-listening students. The teacher looks over to the clock and homes. Well, I see that we've managed to finish this lecture a tad bit early. Why don't y'all take the rest of the last 10 minutes to compare notes? Maybe even consider doing the assignment as a collab piece with a classmate. The room is quick to fill the sound of chatter. I wonder if Hey! I turn to Ben and see his eager grin. Do you want to do a joint piece, since you don't know any good spots in the school and all? I pull out the assignment sheet from beneath the lightweight light on my desk and give it a quick scan again. Present a set of photos demonstrating your understanding of proper lighting. You are allowed to borrow one lighting tool and must take the shot on school premises. And I swear I've handed out this assignment for years now. If one more student just takes a picture of the hallway outside the classroom, I'm going to personally throw them over the railing. Be original, please. I've got the perfect place for it. If we work together, we can even use 2 items. The offer is too tempting. Sure. I hold out my hand and Ben takes it and shakes it, sealing the pact. My face is feeling weird from all the smiling today. But in truth, I've been enjoying Mr. Yadikin's class so much that I couldn't stop. It feels like I've the entire world to gain from Mr. Yadikin's lesson. Yadikan. The entire world to explore, seeing as ever since the move I hadn't had time to actually explore Volcadera Bluffs. Sure, on occasion, I go out on my own to parks and stuff, but who doesn't? Besides, it'd be pretty lame photographer if I didn't go out and find stuff to photograph. And you know what? I've been meaning to do a little looking around here. So to everyone else, this assignment makes them have to explore the school, but I get to. Pretty sweet deal if I do say so myself. The hall outside the classroom is only one major photo op. Between that and the murals outside, I'm certain to find something cool. No, the murals won't work on their own. Since it was my first thought in the use of them, that means it's likely someone else's first thought. Is Ben just waiting for us to respond? Are we thinking in real time? I need to think outside the box a bit. Think of some way to use the school's architecture to my advantage in the way that... Inko! My thoughts are disrupted by a worried-looking Ben. Maybe you should see a doctor, man. Head injuries are no laughing matter. I'm fine. What were you saying? I was just asking how you were doing now. You know, with school and classes now. Oh, right. Doing good. Really good, actually. I'm in a class that I'm 100% enjoying, and I'm starting to make some genuine friendships. Compared to the disaster of yesterday, today's been astoundingly positive. Huh, that's good to hear. Yeah, I've even got some friends now. Great! Oh, and what about your art submission? Was Liz able to help? There's something nibbling at the corner of my thoughts, and at the mention of the long-necked girl. Yeah, she gave me a login and stuff and everything. Uploading the submission was a piece of cake after all. Awesome! Oh, well, that does make you competition now. Both Liz and I have pieces in the running, too. She told me she had submitted something, yeah. I'm a bit concerned since I didn't have much time to prepare anything, but hey, everyone's got a chance. You never know. Yeah, she was pretty cool about it, too. The whole friend group is pretty welcoming. I think I'm pretty lucky. Oh, man. Lucky? Ben seems perplexed by my statement. You said something at lunch about when Olivia vanished? I'm noticing for a silent paraplegic, she sure has a lot of people upset. You got some hidden drama with her too? No, not really. Wait, two? Who? Iaticon calls out to us, striding over to inspect. I take it you gentlemen are conversing about your assignment together? Of course, Mr. Iaticon. We were just discussing where we'd take our picture, right, Ben? Well, that's good to hear, Ben. Good thing you guys weren't talking about something off topic, like gossip. That would be pretty embarrassing use of your time right off the bat, I think. Especially considering you're currently the subject of some fairly humorous gossip, aren't you, Mr. Nito? I'm awash in a wave of shame from his words. I look at Ben and I can see he feels it as well. If the air around someone needs clearing, clear it yourself. Iaticon has a point. Maybe once a friendship is established, I can learn more about her. Alright, off you go now. And remember to get your assignment done by the end of the week. Oops, forgive me about that. The room empties out slowly. Most of my peers are still chatting and discussing their plans for the assignment. Before I can continue talking with Ben about our own project, the Stuco president has already packed up and exiting the room. Guess we'll talk later then. Packing up my own notebook, I wave goodbye to my new favorite teacher and head off to my next class. Walking into history class for the first time, and it's about what I expected to look like. Pictures of historical figures, small relics from various regions, and cartography on the art of the Earth during its stages of continental drift. Like Pangea? Though I noticed there's a distinct lack of teacher in this class. Must be finishing up their lunch, I assume. Well, better get a good seat now before they're all taken. Eeny, meeny, miny, this one. That's actually how I would say the same thing. People would find it stupid. I settle myself into my chosen desk and pull out my history book and notebook along with a pencil. As the classroom fills with more and more students, it becomes a blur of vibrant scales. A few minutes pass and I'm still wondering where the teacher is. The suddenness of the door slamming stops any and all noise. It's quiet enough to hear a pin drop. The figure walks into the classroom and... oh, sweet heaven, no. He stands there... oh, fuck. He stands there and stares down at everyone. Menacingly. He's the history teacher, too? Thanks for walking me to the classroom, Solly. Of course, Miss Prockling. Ah, good fake out. Oh, thank Raptor Jesus, he isn't our teacher. The Raptor woman adjusts her glasses as she scans around the room before looking down at the paperwork in her hands. Looks like we'll have some late arrivals, but let's get down to business. I know that I introduced myself yesterday, but for anyone of those who weren't here, her momentary glance at me makes me believe Solly told her about my absence. My name is Miss Prockling, and this is history class. In this course, we'll be learning about the history of our primeval ancestors and their advancements through history. You can can even say it'll be like going back in time. Doesn't that sound exciting? I am actually quite interested in how evolution has changed. Maybe dinosaurs evolved into their more human state. Despite her admittedly forced enthusiasm, everyone in class responds with an uninterested murmuring. Not sure why though, this all sounds exciting. Yeah, I myself always found history quite exciting, super into it. Not even just like World War II, Vietnam stuff, like the Roman Empire and the ancient Egypt. I always found that so interesting. She walks over to her desk and places down her pile of folders before flipping open her own special version of the history book. With a click of a button, she also turns on the projector to reveal a prepared slideshow for today's lecture. To learn about the extensive history of the Saurians and their culture is something I've yearned for. If you turn your books to page 36, we'll begin with the first chapter, detailing the earliest interaction between Saurians and hominids. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I think I jinxed myself. Miss Prockling's history class is the polar opposite of Yadikin's photography class. While her introduction to the class engaged me at first, things have slowed down into an unbearably slow crawl. My eyes scan over the introductory text of the first chapter. Despite the tension between the two groups, human settlers to the New World would continue to make overtures of trade in the native Velociraptor tribes. Pretty sure I've read this line 3 times now. I tear my eyes away from the page in hopes of blinking the boredom away. I look up to see the teacher staring down at various papers on her desk with laser focus. I must have stared too long, because I end up locked in a staring contest with Prockling. She raises an eyebrow at me. Okay then, write down notes of pages 3 through 7 about the discovery of the New World. Without even fully comprehending the words before me, I'm copying the page down to the letter on my notebook. Absent-mindedly, I begin to recall everything that's happened so far with my new classmates. Ben carries himself with a lot of refinement, and is easily my first pick as a photography partner. But that Mia girl, she doesn't seem to want to make friends. Of course, I could have figured that out from the cold look she gave me yesterday, not to mention the rude hand gesture. Damien's very friendly, even if he can be a bit too enthusiastic sometimes. And though my encounter with Liz was brief, I could tell she's dependable. My progress in making friends has been pretty good, all things considered. But then there's Olivia. So far, she's still an enigma, and coupled with the apparent history she has with the others, it makes me all the more curious about her. Liz said it would be a bad idea to get invested, but in the end, it's effectively gossip anyway. This has come as something of a shock to me, but... And what do we have here, Miss Halford? With a sudden voice of Prockling snaps me out of my thoughts. I lean my head to see the teacher looking down at... Wait a minute, Olivia is here too? As luck would have it, I share not 1 but 2 classes with Olivia. I must have been so jaded from trying to read this textbook that I didn't even notice the girl in the wheelchair. She sits in the front row, diagonally in front of me, and I don't think she noticed the strange twist of fate herself. Only the second day of school year and already doodling in class again. She proceeds to pick up the piece of paper from Olivia's desk. Looks like she's been drawing on it, though I can't tell what they are from where I'm sitting. Listen, Olivia, I know history isn't the most exciting subject to learn, but could you at least pretend that you're taking notes? The only response I hear from Olivia is a heavy sigh before leaning her head back down. While the teacher returns to skulking around the room, Olivia hunches over a notebook. Although I don't think those are notes she's taking. Nah, no one would do something like that with the totalitarian teacher patrolling the room. It's an attempt to get us all to focus, but I'm fighting a losing battle by keeping my eyelids from shutting. My jaws clenched tight to suppress my loud yawn building inside, even as Miss Prockling skulks right past me, just before my drowsiness could overtake me, though I noticed minute movement in the corner of my eye. Minute? One of my classmates glances up at the teacher, whose eyes are roving over the opposite side of the room, then down and down to scribble something down. Man, I'm fucking dyslexic as shit. The paper is then folded into a neat little note, and I watch as the person carefully unfolds the sheet and also scribbles on it, before folding and passing it along again. Curiosity throughout thoroughly piqued, I wait anxiously in my seat for the paper to give me. It's a dangerous game, passing the note along so Procklin doesn't see. If I'm participating, does that make me a slacker? That's the student to my side makes his move to toss the note over. But Procklin starts turning around right then. He flinches and drops the hot potato on my desk in a flash. I nearly slam my own paper over the page to cover it from sight. Miss Procklin continues to lecture about how the raptors and humans eventually started to get along because they traded narcotic leaves, or something like that. Narcotic leaves? Huh. And as you can see on the board here, now, I lift my paper. Luckily there's plenty of space left. As for what everyone else has drawn, a not-so-solid attempt at a race car. There were sketches of some eyes, a bunch of doodles, names in various stylized fonts that I can only describe as graffiti, and, of course, it's not high school if someone hasn't drawn a penis. Miss Procklin with stink lines coming off her. Yeesh, better not get caught with this. That being said, I'm drawing a blank. What should I draw? I don't exactly doodle every day. Drawing stuff for others is a nice gesture. Maybe I'll try to break the ice a bit, although I don't really know anything about her. Hey, can't hurt to try though, yeah? I can think of a few things to sketch out here. Let's see. Oh, shit. Let's kick. Shoot. That's my portrait of her. Man, that's fucking. I'm not gonna go all the way with the wheelchair. We'll just do that. And done. I don't have a lot of room to really work with, but what the fuck? Surreptitiously admire my work, and I find that I have a long way to go. Feels like I'm being mocked by the other doodles. Alright, Olivia's sure to like this. Miss Pockling is still turned around. Alright. If I slip the paper over Olivia's shoulder, I won't have to get up and risk getting caught. And here we go. It's a bit tricky and I hesitate, but the paper meets its destination. She doesn't even look back. She just takes the paper eagerly. It's completely different from how she was acting earlier. Her tail is even swaying side to side. Oh, was that wagging? Huh. Alright, now she's gonna see my sketch and possibly think it's cool. She's not turning around. Well, it's not much, so I could also just... I'll be taking that. Miss Procklin snatches the paper from Olivia's claws. She holds her arm out. She takes a glance at the paper. A small crack of a smile appears on her face before going to a bit of a stoic visage. So this is how you view me, Miss Halford? Procklin holds the paper up for all to see. Everyone in the class does their best to avoid the persecuting gaze. I know that most of you were part of this as well. Look, I'm not asking for much. Please do your assignments when you're in class. It's the least you can do. We were passing the note one at a time. She wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, how come all of us are in trouble? I noticed Proclin looked down at Olivia for a moment before letting out a sigh of defeat. Look, since it's only the second day, I'll let this one slide. But I'm warning you now that I won't be so lenient the next time that happens. Otherwise, you'll end up like the last student who decided to be disruptive during class. What happened to him? Get a detention slip or something? Miss Proclin pulls up the window blinds and pushes the window screen open. She then takes out a walkie-talkie. Sully? Yep, another hippie. CH4. Oh shit. Good job, soldier. Now, if we can, let's continue. We're on the second floor. I sink back to my seat and continue writing, mainly out of the unadulterated fear of experiencing the same wrath from the teacher. Man, now I feel guilty for Olivia. I was the one to pass her the note after all. Maybe I shouldn't have tried. Well, I can always apologize after class. Miss Proclin places the note and continues her lecture for another half hour. With 10 minutes of class left, I see Proclin look at the clock above the door. I then notice Olivia grabbing her attention, and as if she knew she's already going to say what she's going to say to her, the teacher nods her head. Olivia grabs her backpack and shoves all of her things into it. In silence, she wheels herself out the door, wheels herself to the door, opens it, and rolls on out. The teacher must have noticed me waiting, watching her leave. Accommodations. Well, there goes my chances of saying sorry to her. Feeling defeated, I decided to focus on writing down my notes for the rest of the time left. Although I do wonder. She must have noticed my doodle. Did she just ignore it then? Class comes and goes, and I head back home on the metro. Another day, another dollar. Though this time I passed on the mini breakfast burritos. After how bad they messed me up during PE yesterday, I don't want my stomach to endure that torture again. Instead, I just got a few hash browns from the fast food joint by the metro. I idly scroll through my feed, as I usually do, while the metro jostles about to my destination. It's been a few days now, and the strange scent of extremely cheap detergent and alcohol have become an afterthought. Some of the vines are actually plastic, the flowers are little air fresheners. That's not actually something I noticed. Marissa more so witnessed when a passenger tried eating one. Some of the vines are real though. For some reason they go untouched anyways. Maybe they're just not tasty? Vegetarians don't eat grass on their lawns after all. Right? Huh. Oh, this guy again. Anyways, the lights have gone out and someone just dropped a wrecking ball next to me. Must be Mr. Ferris. Good morning, Inko. Oh, good morning. Has work been going fine? It has, slowly. But I'm very thorough. I hate the idea of a place of learning not being an ideal place to learn. And I appreciate our talks. Your perspective has really helped me understand the student body more. You're welcome. Hey, have you given any more thought to the fashion thing? I have, although I can't say I really get it. There's plenty to see everywhere if you just look around. Really? Like what? Well, like, look at the girl on the other end of the car here. It's rather revealing. I don't think that's really for me. I love my wife. No, I just meant it as an example. Well, there's an event coming up. I could see about trying something new. What would you recommend? That's a good question. What would be good to use here? In my inner eye, I conceptualize the coolest possible Ferris. The fresh machine is going full throttle. First, sunglasses. His eyes may be a little bit too far apart for that. However, beanie. Moving on, big guns, fresh jacket. Here we go, the coolest possible Ferris. Mr. Nito? Sorry, just thinking. Why don't you start with radial frosted glass dim room sunglasses, cotton refab beanie, Malcolm's seasonal cross-pink jacket. Jacket. Really now? Those all sound rather expensive. Yeah, they are. You know what? Try a gold chain necklace. What? Yeah, just make sure it's appropriately sized and doesn't look silly. I'm sure it will go a long way, and they're pretty cheap to get. Well, alright. I'll take your word for it. We sure talk about this fashion a lot, though. Is that really all everything's about these days? No, of course not. What do you want to know about? What's YOLO? I've heard the term thrown around recently. That was like 5 years ago. Oh. YOLO. Mr. Ferris and I talk more about contemporary urban slang until we arrive at our stop. Art. Mr. Yadakon had just started talking about our first project for the class. As soon as he said the word, Olivia's hand shot up. Her gray eyes practically sparkled with excitement, and a smile threatened to crush the perpetual frown etched on her snout. The girl practically vibrates in her seat as she waves her arm to the air, trying to get the teacher's attention. Yadakon's own smile was strained as he and Olivia engaged in a staring contest with one another. I could only marvel as the two argued with each other without a single word. Eventually, Yadakon won by turning off the lights and turning on the cheap projector hanging from the ceiling, and playing a safety video about paint that felt far too graphic for a school setting. I don't think I'll be able to eat barbecue for a while. Thoroughly defeated, Olivia crosses her arms and pouts in her seat. And that is why we won't be using any of the more exotic materials for any projects, Miss Halford. Maybe I should have skipped breakfast entirely. I still don't see the problem. Once you've had the proper safety handling, of course, in the second semester, you'll be allowed to use oil-based paints. Until that time, however, all the assignments will require safer supplies. Now, since we pivoted to this, might as well finish the full video. The grumpy Gator holds her hand to her throat, mumbling to herself as she grabs a metal flask and drinks from it. The entire display from her was mystifying, at odds with how Ben and Liz described Olivia. In fact, it kind of reminded me of me. I can understand why, after all. Yadakon is letting Ben and I use some of his equipment in photography. That thrill of experimentation, new possibilities, no doubt that it brings a creative sparkle to her eyes. Eyes that fill with pure malice as they glare daggers my way. Oh, was I staring? Before I could offer her an apology, she already had her hands on the wheels. She rolls up to Yadakon's desk. He leans forward intently. I can't make out anything that's said through the video, but going by the occasional glare back, it's not hard to imagine. Crap, I really didn't mean to offend. Yadakon notices I'm watching and motions for me to come forward. Slowly, I shift out of my seat and approach the desk. Alright, is something going on here? Yadakon speaks in a hushed tone, and just loud enough for me to hear over the makeshift matinee. Olivia's telling me you're making goofy faces at her? No, I said he's been staring at me all through class. It's weird, like he's never seen someone like me. Can't you move him to a different seat? Now, hold on a sec there, Olivia. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. Mr. Yadakon. It's like she's a different person here. She fishes out her canteen of water and brings it to her mouth. You're given a lot of leeway when it comes to the seat assignment, but asking for something like this, I just want him to leave me alone. She sips again. What's that about? Well then, Inko, you tell us. What's on your mind? Can't have disagreements between classmates this early in the year. I'm confused. I didn't know there was any disagreement between us. Well, sometimes it's the little things you do that you don't even think about that affect people the most. Anything like that come to mind? I shake my head. Olivia Square doesn't diminish away from my field of view. I mean, I've been a bit curious about her since we sit next to each other, and I'm friends with some of her friends. We all sat together at lunch yesterday. Yadakon nods to himself thoughtfully. Sounds like he just wants to hang out, Olivia. Her face scrunches at the mere thought. Not interested. He's distracting me from classwork. I want to watch the video without being gawked at. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Does that resolve the issue for you, Olivia? No, I don't want some buddy in this class. She goes to take another sip, but ends up turning the canteen upside down. All out. Olivia, you can go fill that up if you want. You won't be missing anything. The video's nothing you don't already know, I'm sure. Olivia eyes me suspiciously and slowly moves out the door towards the nearest water fountain. Yadakon sighs. Alright. He leans back in his chair with his arms resting behind his head. Inko, I told you yesterday if the air needs clearing, to do it yourself. Now she's in a mood because you were staring at her like a weirdo. And here I thought you two would get along. She even gave you that sketch she made of you. Truthfully, I'm impressed, but here we are. What's going on, big guy? Again, I'm sorry. It's been a pretty busy few days. Yeah, I've gotten into a cool friend group. We're all gonna sit together at lunch. Olivia's there too. She didn't say much, but I got her a soda. I don't know why she's so upset with me. It's nothing personal, Inko. It's not. She's reticent, especially when it comes to change. If you're at her lunch period too, I can see why she'd be wary of you. If you don't mind me asking, Mr. Yadakon? Yes? Why is she so open with you? How do you mean? Just now, she spoke more in that conversation than all the other times I've seen her yesterday. I saw the canteen, figured it's something to do with her voice, but it's surprising. Her water bottle's the other way around. It's unfortunate, but she just rarely talks at all. And I guess she just really trusts me. I've noticed since she was a freshman. She seems to gravitate towards art and how I thought, and soon enough I took her under my wing. But she lives with Damien, right? He's at the lunch table and she still barely talks with him. Poor kid. Hope he's doing alright. He seems to be alright. But yeah, she's distant to everyone else. So much so I keep hearing weird things about her. Yadakon leans forward in his chair, suddenly attentive. Is this about you gossiping with Ben yesterday? I bet. He showed up to the table and said something about her being the same after she left. Probably some drama there, but I don't want to pry. He nods. But also, Liz told me some weird things too. He stops nodding. I know of her. Something wrong? No. She just said I shouldn't get myself invested in being her friend. Everyone's being real weird about it, so I was curious for myself. Guess that's why I was looking at her weird. Sorry. Yadakon rubs his temples. It's worse than I thought. What is? I'll put it this way. You met 3 people that know Olivia, other than me. Of the 3, only one thinks highly of her, and the other 2 start unloading drama on anyone willing to listen. In this case, you. No wonder you're confused. I hadn't thought of it like that. I don't blame you. You shouldn't be involved in anything stupid. High schoolers, you know. I guess. Yadakon inhales, collecting his thoughts. Important question then. Do you really want to be Olivia's friend? Huh? I mean, I guess. The judging eyebrows raised my way. Are you really, or just curious about her? He seems pretty serious about this. Yes, then. Olivia returns to class and rolls right back up to her desk. Back. Have you changed this desk yet? Yadakon nudges his head towards me expectantly prodding me on. I'm sorry I distracted you during class, Olivia. She looks to Yadakon, and gives a similar nod, and gets a similar nod. Sure. I mean, you're welcome. I mean, thanks. Shit. But, no, really, I don't want to be distracted. Come on now, Olivia. The least you can do is give him another chance. You never know. I don't really want to know. I get he's, like, friends with Damien, but I don't really want to, you know, not in this class. But I'd like to be your friend. She stops and raises an eyebrow. Lots of those going around recently. Like she was expecting this response. She looks for Yatacon for help. Actually, Olivia, I also think he'd be a good friend for you. What? His words are like a battering ram. I'm simply saying to give Ingo here a chance. I can almost see the imaginary bulwark. Oh, fuck. You're both quite similar at heart, though you may have different methods. Perhaps you'll find some compromise behind cynicism and naivete if you work together. Finally, the last fragments of her imaginary fortress collapse. Olivia can only look at the art teacher with timid confusion painted across her features. Well, I don't... Are you for real, Mr. Yatacon? I am. He's actually in another class of mine. I've seen him. He's passionate about his camera, like you are with the brush. I do expect great things from him. Oh, okay. Sorry, I really thought, oh. Oops, she accidentally bit her tongue. Her mouth is clamped shut. It's just my opinion. You can make your own choices, Olivia. She nods furiously. Oh, the movie's about to end. You two should get back to your seats. We good here? Olivia side-eyes me again and nods once more. Alright. He motions for us to skedaddle. Olivia backs away to her spot. Thanks, Mr. Yatacon. For what? I just gave an opinion. I'm serious. It's up to the two of you if you want to be friends. Don't screw it up. He waves me off and gets up to flip the lights. I get back to my seat and stare out absent-mindedly at the projected screen as I digest Yatacon's words. He said he only gave me his opinion, but it seems like he also gave me an opportunity to take the right steps in connecting with Olivia. And with what he said about her being passionate with the brush, it's gotten me even more curious about her artistic prowess. Speaking of whom, I notice she occasionally gives me a side eye. I don't think she can see my eyes due to the dim lighting combined with my shades. She stares at me with a sense of strange curiosity, almost as if she's trying to get a read of me from my face alone. But from what I can tell by her facial cues, she seems confused and almost shaken up. It's like she wants to say something, but keeps on backing away at the last second. Guess her mind is also jostling around from the Yatacon's words. Our teacher flips on the light switch, and I feel my retina burn from the bright lamplights, even with my sunglasses. Alright, normally in your first week, we'd be doing something simple, like color swatch wheel. However, I think you all could manage something a bit more advanced. The Gator girl's head is whipped around and the words advanced. Whatever Olivia was thinking before regarding me seems to be forgotten, as she focuses almost entirely on the teacher. Mr. Yatacon holds up the stack of paper for us to see. First things first, I'd like you all to fill out these topic sheets, so that I know you understand how to safely handle oil-based paints. The last thing we need is another burnt-down classroom. The way Yatacon says those words makes me imagine some pretty horrible outcomes. Once you've finished your sheets, bring them to me so I can review them. I'll be giving you the permission sheet after I know you won't set yourselves on fire or poison yourselves. The Allosaur guy in front of me hands back the stack, and I take a page from it before handing the rest to the Diplo girl behind me. Diplo? What the fuck's a Diplo? My eyes scan over the sheet. What grade of math do snouts longer than 3 inches require? And the realization hits me. I didn't see the first half of that video. I scan over the page and I groan when I see the questions I have no answers to. All of them pertaining to dinosaur anatomy. The art teacher looks directly at me, and then to the side. I try to decipher his meaning, follow his eyes. Oh. I turn in my seat to lean closer to Olivia. Hey, what? What now? What? What is it? I'm not gonna let you draw me. What the hell? Looking at her paper, I see that she's already answered the questions I couldn't. I show her my own page, tapping the upper screen section that was still blank. Olivia groans and looks at the icon pleadingly. All she gets for her troubles is a thumbs up. Fine. Fine. Here. She holds out her sheet for me. Wait, isn't this cheating? The art teacher wouldn't. When did he get to his desk? Why does he have a sleeping mask? If I look over the answers, I still learn the safety procedures. So what's the difference in the end? That must be what he's thinking. Either that or he doesn't care. I copy the words from Olivia's sheet, doing my best to at least rephrase them. Some of my classmates are already walking up to Yadikan's desk. He's barely reading the pages, not even taking the sleeping mask off. Thanks, Olivia. Whatever. Olivia finishes her page in a few seconds and wheels herself to the desk too. The last answer I'm fairly confident on. Like what flashpoint means. I get up and go to Yadikan's desk and set my safety assessment down. Good. Here's your permission slip to use hazardous paints. You didn't even bother to look at my worksheet. He lifts the eye mask from his face and looks at me with one eye. What? Most of that stuff doesn't apply to you, Inko. Just don't drink the pain or get it in your eyes and you'll be okay. Yes, Mr. Yadikan. Attaboy. Go back to your desk and wait for class to end. Tomorrow I'll be starting you all on something simple. Like painting a cube or a ball. Yeah, model dodgeball painting. The eye mask drops down and I return to my seat. The class's clock reads 5 minutes until lunch. Olivia's back to leering at me. I consider what I should do or say, some sort of icebreaker. Mr. Yadikan said we're similar, and I can see some of what he means. But I'm a photographer and she's a painter. So a cubist and a dadaist walk into a bar. Bing bong. Have a good lunch now. The moment the bell rings, Olivia shoves most of her things into her backpack, not caring if her notebook gets crushed. Once she zips up, she races out of the classroom. Guess she doesn't want to get caught in the chaos of the lunchroom stampede. Yeah, I went to this one super big school my freshman year with fucking crazy lunch lines. I managed to avoid getting stuck in the frenzy by shuffling along the wall a long way around the lunchroom. It's a bit longer, but at least there's a less risk of getting used as an improvised meat club. Hey, why don't I just go through the courtyard? It's right there next to the table. Damn it. Next time. Hey, is there a palm tree or something by the table now? Never seen one with a trunk that's green. I get around the last of the crowd and approach the table. Oh, it's that chick, Liz. Damien's here, chowing down on a sandwich stacked with various meats. And like yesterday, Olivia's already at the table. Hey, Damien, you seen Liz? Thought she was joining us for lunch. Without a word, Damien points at the palm tree next to us. Oh, crap, that's no tree. Yeah, that's what I thought. I look up to see Liz's head in the rafters, prodding at the vines on the ceiling. The ceiling was a lot lower in the computer lab, so I couldn't tell that as easily, but that neck is long. Anyways, hey Liz. Hey Inko, couldn't see you from up here until I heard you. Well, guess I'll go ahead and get my food from the vending machines again. Making my way over to the vending machines, I do the same song and dance I did last time. A card swipe and a few button presses later earned me a couple cans of soda, 2 bags of chips, and a few candy bars. It's like when the teacher asks you if you brought enough candy for everyone, only now it's true. I head back to our table and bundle the food stuff in my makeshift pouch and distribute them. Olivia gets her share, but she doesn't say anything. Aw, sweet! Why, thank you, Inko. Damien, if you'd be so kind. Already on it. Damien cracks open a can of soda just as Liz lowers her head down next to him. She's wearing a novelty soda cap. He then speed swaps the old can with the new one, almost like he's swapping wheels on a Formula 1 racer. Thank you. No problemo. Liz's head cranes back up to the top of the ceiling, continues eating the foliage. So, Nico, how's your day been so far? Well, it's been pretty decent, I'd say. I'm also looking forward to photography, since Ben will show me some good photo spots. Cool. Damien just nods as he continues to munch on his sandwich. I think he's zoned out about halfway through my sentence. Oh, that reminds me. Did you enter in the contest yet? I did, in fact. Liz helped me out, and I submitted in my photos. Awesome. Can always rely on Liz to help you out. Flattery will get you nowhere, Damien. Just saying. The honest truth. Liz entered the contest too, right? Everyone must be trying to win the cash prize. The money's okay. Liz comes down again with a mouthful of leaves. Her hands hold up a tray with each segment filled with a different sauce. But the real prize is having your submission featured in the Sponsors magazine cover and in a featured article. How is she still articulate? Do you have any idea how great that looks on a resume? Heck, I could probably get a scholarship with that alone. Whoa, you really got all this planned out. What'd you submit? She takes a moment to swallow her salad and then shares a huge grin. I submitted my best digital art piece. Ooh, what is it? Here. The tray is set aside so she can bring out her phone to show Damien and me her entry. It looks to be a village townhouse piece. Very rustic and classy. Looks pretty good. Yo, that's so cool. That looks so realistic. Thanks. It took me about a week to really blend some of the more fanciful elements into each other. I based it off my grandfather's home in the old country. This is amazing. You can't even tell this whole thing is digital art at all. Damien grabs a hold of Liz's phone and turns towards Olivia. Hey, Olivia! She jumps up, having been suddenly made relevant to the conversation she was just spectating. What? I'm not giving these gifts back, they're mine. I was just going to show you Liz's entry. Olivia narrows her eyes and leans over to the image of Liz's phone. She then looks up and gives Damien a quick nod before returning to eating her chips. Damien smiles, falters a little in minimal response, though he's back to his usual grin as Liz takes back her phone. Wow, Liz, I didn't know you were so into digital painting. Looks great. Do you plan on being an artist after graduating? Aw, thanks. Well, no, I don't plan on being an artist per se. The plan is to be an antiques dealer, specifically with art. Squeak. Did Olivia just get a little closer? What's that mean? It means she buys these splattered canvases everyone else just uses for money laundering. I know that all too well. No, it'll be the real deal stuff. There's a real market out there for it. So I'm just taking the AP business class and using the school's prestigious art program. That's actually why I picked this place out. There's a real elite section of graduates from here. The list of successful alumni here is nothing to sneeze at. I bet Olivia's gonna be in that list someday. All eyes are back on Olivia. Damien leans forward even, as though he didn't just put the spotlight on her. Her eyes flick between each of us as her mouth starts to open. Even Liz and I are leaning closer now. Only to be disappointed as she shoves her muzzle into the bag of chips completely, tilting the bag upwards and crunching noisily on the last remnants left inside. Damien sighs and Liz just turns her head back to him. Maybe. Who knows? Oh, you're the school treasurer too, right? Sure am. I'm doing everything to make sure I'm ready for the real deal. I do love painting, though. It's not just an ends to a means. Maybe that's why I want to get into trading. I can get the right people with the right art they need. That's very thoughtful. Huh. I should start thinking of my future more. What about you, Damien? Don't really have a big goal set. The only reason I'm going here in the first place is because it's the closest school to our home. Damien, you know I keep telling you about the planning ahead. I keep telling you about planning ahead. I know, but I like keeping my options open. So what are you doing in school? I just picked out any classes that seemed interesting to me. Though I gotta say, home economics class is pretty fun. Get to make food in class and I eat it too. From learning skills in a class like that, you'd be a perfect husband. Yeah. Wait, what? What? Cute. But to get back to my point, the art contest. If I win to get that interview, it's an insane advantage. I'll say. By the by, Olivia, did you submit something for the art contest? Oh. She looks away, slightly deflated. No. Really? Oh crap, I might have a chance then. Hey Liz, that sounds a certain way. Ah, sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Olivia rolls her eyes and merely goes back to munching on her chips. Mr. Yatakan said you were really into painting, and I really like the portrait of me you made. Whoa, what? Her suspicious leer is now replaced by a murderous glare. Yep, lunch is the perfect time to eat my feet. I haven't actually seen any of her real work, only something she'd done out of boredom. Olivia's eyes close and she inhales deeply the air of neutrality returning to her once she reopens them. She looks me up and down again, as though something will be different this time. Can't. What's that mean? Besides, even if I could, they're gonna be looking for the best artists here. So you gotta know that. You gotta show that to them with how good your art is. But I just don't want them to look at me and feel like they have to give me a reward out of pity. Damien's face is frozen mid-bite, the sandwich losing its meat integrity by the second, as his eyes flick between Olivia and I. I can practically hear the blaring alarm in his head as his brain catches fire trying to connect dots. I want to be judged for my art, and not. Olivia struggles to formulate the next words. Lets out a weary sigh. It would just feel undeserved. Oh, jeez. Yeah. It's easy to understand what she means. Has that ever happened before? Do people really do that? You weren't there for it. Some losers used to even tell me to take advantage of it. Why not? That was a bad move. Dude, seriously? Why? So I can constantly be reminded of myself? So I can't separate myself from my work? So I can get complacent being worse so I can eventually rely on it? So the playing field can be even? That's a lot all at once. I'm not even sure if I got all that, but it definitely touched a nerve I shouldn't have. No, sorry. Olivia brushes her hair down. Look, I don't want to get awards and praise I haven't earned. I'm seriously not that good. I really wouldn't win. She sighs and takes a long sip of cola. Can I see some of your work? She nearly spits out the soda and glares at me again before the innocence of the question settles in. No. Man, she really shouldn't have put herself down like that. We're at school to learn after all. There's no reason to be so down on ourselves. I get it. A lot of the students here are crazy good at art. Some are probably better now than I'll ever be. Will be. And they're just starting. She's pretty scary. It's pretty scary to think about. I mean, like that landscape of the city near the principal's office. Landscape? Hold on, I took a shot of it. It's a bit tough getting my camera out now with all the books I needed for class in the way. I lay out the contents of my backpack, taking my treasured DSLR out last. After finding the shot in question in the menus, I turned the display towards everyone else so I could see the glamour shot. A freshman made that painting. Just from looking at it, I can see why it won first place. I drew that. Oh, I mean, dude, I picked up on that. Her name is on it, isn't it? My brain finally makes a connection between the signature and the mural. That was you? It's just that much of a shocker. Is it that much of a shocker to you? Quite a bit, yeah. It looks amazing. For a moment, Olivia's face lightens up from my words of praise, but it quickly dissipates into a look of fatigue. I mean, it's whatever. Had to have some dumb guide help me out, so it isn't like I was the one who did it all. So when you say you can't enter, it's because you already won once? Yeah, basically. She looks away from us, eating her chips in silence. I've heard the expression of being one's worst critic, but I've never expected Olivia to kick herself this hard. I'm mentally kicking myself thrice over just thinking of that last part. What? Something wrong, Liz? Did she bite her tongue or something? Why is she imitating one of those picture plans right now? Liz? What's the look, long neck? Just surprised to see you in better spirits, is all. You're making it weird. Don't make it weird. Yeah, it's been ages, Olivia. Do you think that Randy and Inky here got you to think a Randy like Inky here got you to open up like this in just 2 days? He gestures to me. What'd you do, man? The girl in question freezes, Damien's thoughtless comments having thrust her into self-awareness. She just leaves. Olivia, wait! She's gone. Well, she did give a warning. Yeah. I was just excited that she was making good progress. The rest of lunch we'd spent trying to talk about Liz's art process. Damien looked like he wanted to try to bring Olivia back into the conversation, but no one had any idea where she had gone. Still, a part of me thinks she wants to talk. So why doesn't she? Sadly, a question for another time, as Olivia is the first to gather her things and leave the table. At least Liz and Damien wave goodbye, leaving me to clean up all that trash from the table, including everything I'd removed from my backpack. Darn it. Photography class comes and goes. Since we're partners, Yatakan gives Ben and I a green light to walk around the campus. Ben shows me around to see his prime photo spots and such, and as such becomes my impromptu tour guide. It's actually pretty neat to see the parts of the school that I haven't explored yet until now. Places like the music hall and recreational pool were the most interesting to see. Currently at the courtyard, Ben points out the views of the other landscapes around the school. No wonder why Ben was eager to show me. These views are impeccable. But while he's explaining the image he has in his head, my mind still wanders back to Olivia. I wonder what I did to make her express herself so much. Inko? Inko! Huh? I was asking if you'd be available sometime during the weekend to take photos. Oh, I'm free on Saturday. Excellent, we can meet up back here. Sounds good. As we head back to class, I begin to think if there's something I can do in history class. Back in history class, Miss Procklin continues prattling on about. And after the final offensive that left the entire city of Triceratops destroyed, the Chthonian hegemony was defeated, bringing an end to their crimes against both Dino and humankind. With that, the Dino-Human War came to an end, and peace was finally declared after 10 years of strife. Of course, there was a matter of rebuilding and dousing all those fires still burning, as well as what to do with all the bodies and... I should probably care more about Procklin's lectures, since history has extremely strong cultural connotations, but man is it boring. Ahead of me, Olivia has returned to her default sullen, deflated gloom. She's not glaring back at me, so she's probably over whatever that was. Or she still doesn't know I'm here. Boy, will that be entertaining to see. Assuming I don't end up with a mechanical pencil jammed through my lens. The other students are similarly bored, only occasionally marking down something whenever it sounds like it'll be, oh man, on a review sheet at the end of the week. There is, of course, no more note passing today. Miss Prockling's effusion yesterday must still be on their minds. There won't be any more chances given, and even though she doesn't seem threatening on her own, the consequences would be dire. Especially if she can call Solly over like her own personal enforcer. There's simply no getting around it. This is just a period we'll all have to sit through. And there isn't even the solidarity to be had in our shared misery. It's simply the reality of a high school history class. The only saving grace is that she isn't stalking around the room looking for us to do something at this point. Do something wrong. Instead, we're being lectured at. My hand mechanically copies down whatever she's written on the board. And while I should be paying attention to what Miss Prockling is saying, I'm more than certain that we'll be reading the exact same things from her heavy textbook. So my eyes wander away from her and the board to scan over my peers, all equally as bored and feigning interest. Eventually there's a bit of movement ahead of me. What's she up to now? Olivia folds a sheet of notebook paper back and forth discreetly, creating a deep crease. She then licks her finger and runs it along the crease and gently pulls. The paper rips along the seams silently. Oh, is she really risking it? What's she even got to gain? It's just a note passing game. Maybe she feels bad because she got caught yesterday. Oh boy. Olivia passes the note to her left. The student next to her raises an eyebrow but surprisingly takes the note and immediately passes it without looking at it. One by one, my classmates pass the note along to the next. Nobody dares open the note and write something in it. I surreptitiously keep track of the note in the corner of my eye as it makes its circuit around the room. Thankfully, Miss Prockling's eyes are focused on the board when I feel a tap on my shoulder. I reach for my ear as if to give it a scratch, and a folded page is pushed into my waiting fingers and against my ear. As I feel the edge grind against my earlobe, I chew my lip to keep the hiss of pain contained. Probably unintentional, but a paper cut still stings bad, especially on such a fleshy part. My fingers toy with the bundle of paper. Now I'm at my desk. No one else is bothered with it. I wouldn't exactly call it an empty canvas, but there could be potential here. There's a crumpling noise beneath my fingertips. Must have unfolded it while I was thinking. Looking at the sole doodle on the sheet, I see a pretty simple rat drawing with a very realistic hand next to it giving a thumbs up. There's plenty of space this time, and Miss Prockling is preoccupied on the front. I doubt she'd even notice. The temptation is there, making my fingers itch at finally getting a real chance to do something fun in this sleep-inducing class. In fact, I have the perfect idea in mind that catch Olivia's attention. If that doesn't ruin everything, that is. She's not uncompassionate, but Miss Prockling has a lot less tolerance for horseplay in her class. We probably wouldn't get another chance. And going by Coach Solly's one-chance policy, and how these guys aren't even considering playing along, I bet it really wouldn't be pretty. Kinda makes me concerned for Olivia. I could just hold on to the note and give it back after class. Heck, Olivia would never even know. I don't even think she knows I'm in this class. Draw the Gator girl on a half pipe. Yeah, let's just draw her. What's life without a bit of risk? I wait for Miss Prockling to start a new tangent to make sure I have enough time. She just said something about the single continent movement. Single continent movement, like Pangea? Time to move. This is going to basically be a stick figure, but it's just a doodle. If only you can doodle on a photograph. I'm not sure what I mean by that. I also don't know how to draw a wheelchair. In the end, it looks more like an abstract depiction of a bow-legged T-Rex than what I wanted. Oops, it'll have to do. I check it over one last time, as if to see a conceptualization to improve it. Ah well. I pass the note forwards, carefully not to notify the teacher. Olivia takes out the note over her shoulder, once more not checking it. She seems to deflate a bit on opening the note, probably because of all the blank space. Doesn't look like she recognizes whatever I did either. Maybe I should talk about it with her after class. I don't know, seems like an okay thing to do. She just passed the note again. What? Once more, the process of students taking the note and passing it along without looking at it. this time it's a little more collectively annoyed. It probably won't go around again. Why the heck would Olivia send the note around again? Nobody's going to change their mind and draw something now. Is it desperation? Thoughtlessness? Whatever it is, the note's coming my way again. Once I take it, I confirm that yes. Once again, nobody else wrote anything. However, there is a new doodle of a rat and a flamethrower from Olivia. Cute. Alright, guess this time I'll draw... How about adding myself to the sketch of the half pipe? This time I just depict myself as a stick figure. No use trying to go outside my skill for a note passing game. It's simple enough to do. I even include my sunglasses. Yeah, I'm liking this. Maybe I should also make sure Miss Prockling isn't looking my way. Yeah, she's not right now. I'm in luck. Alright, time to pass this on. I pass the note forward once more. Olivia pictures the note between two fingers, still not looking back. I keep saying that, but I guess it's not weird. Why would you look back in that situation? She checks the note and looks a bit down again. She glances up to the corner I'd drawn out. Crack! I nearly fall out of my seat from the sudden loud noise. There's a moment of unwavering silence before the voice speaks up. Miss Halford? The girl in question shrinks in her seat in embarrassment. Sorry, Miss Prockling. I saw a picture. Wait, is that what it said? Fuck, I skipped too early. Miss Prockling simply sighs, muttering to herself and turning her attention back to writing more notes on the board. She turns her head back slowly, just enough to be able to make eye contact with me. While she sees me with judging contempt and curiosity, I see her hand is tenderly massaging the tip of her tail. Did she, wag her tail on something? I really missed that. Looking at the floor, I think she managed to chip the linoleum. As soon as Prockling turns around to continue teaching, Olivia scribbles something down. She turns to look at me once more, hesitating. I think she flicks the note in my direction. It completely misses me. I try to catch it midair, but end up slamming my face onto my desk to get it. Mr. Nito, what was that noise? I palm the note into my sleeve and strain to keep my injured eye open. The teacher probably meant the foot stomping. I found that spider, Miss Prock. Oh, she saw a spider. The teacher grimaces. That better be cleaned up by the end of class, then, Mr. Nito. Yes, ma'am. I breathe a sigh of relief as my excuse weathers Mrs. Prockling's stare. She turns a few pages in a textbook lying on her desk, instructing the class to do the same as she searches for something. She's distracted. I can finally see what Olivia drew. There's now a surprisingly detailed dodgeball whizzing towards my stick figure's head. I want to be upset, but I found myself admiring her motion lines. Seriously, she should be an animator. I mull over what to add, and settle on giving the large rat sunglasses as well. A few seconds later, he looks twice as cool as before. I look up to Olivia, pondering how to get it back to her when a sinister idea comes to mind. Her hood hangs open as it rests on her back. It's a tough shot, but... Bingo! Olivia scratches at the back of her neck and finds the note. She looks back with squinted eyes, judging my intent and scanning me for foul play. She mouths something at me, a question I think, but I'm not the most apt lip reader, especially when seg lips are thrice as long as humans. Still, she unfolds the page, and seconds later she's already added a new sketch and folded it up. The note lands neatly on my desk this time, and I inspect the latest edition. More rats doing decidedly non-rat activities. I wonder what she'd think of the cat this time. We continue passing the sheet back and forth, adding new sketches and adding to others. My fingers are starting to tire when Miss Prockling addresses Olivia. Alright, Miss Halford, you may leave now. Everyone else, you may take the last 5 minutes to start your homework. Olivia takes her time to pack away her supplies, occasionally glancing my way. Gone is the paranoia. It's now become just plain confusion. As if I wouldn't play the doodle game thing with her. Even as she wheels out of the room, I notice her eyes still on me. I give her a wave goodbye, and she seems shocked by that. Turning her head, and finally passing through the doorway. Right then, homework. Ah, crap. It only now occurs to me that there's a pretty good reason the teacher doesn't want us slacking off during class. For the last 5 minutes, I try to speed read the second chapter in its entirety. Failing to get any good information to use for today's homework, I resolve to just check online for a lecture that's not as boring. Maybe one with some good animation even. When the rest of us are finally excused, I realize that I've still gotten the page full of doodles. Considering all the stuff on it, it'd feel like a waste to just toss it away. I decide to keep it, slipping into one of my binder's extra plastic sleeves. With everything safely packed away, I shoulder my backpack and exit the room. Man, now I get why Olivia gets to leave some classes early. The halls are still packed and chaotic once class ends. I always end up being pushed around by rowdy students headed towards their next classes. Once school ends, it's even worse. When I saw it yesterday, it was something else. The word riptide comes to mind. I end up just waiting around for a few minutes for the flow to die down. It's looking like that's just going to be my routine now. I pass by a few more art displays on my way to the stairs back down the first floor. This isn't the art wing, but there's still a bunch of displays up. Maybe there simply isn't enough space. Something presses into my chest and lurches me to a stop. It's Olivia, holding an arm out to stop me. She's still staring up at me, though less suspiciously. Jaws open, but no sound comes out. She realizes her hand is still out and tracks awkwardly, indecisively darting between her hoodie pocket and her armrest. Is she expecting something? Oh, the note maybe? Hey, you could have told me. Huh? That you were in Miss Proctor's class too? You could have mentioned that. Sorry, guess I was sort of aiming for a bit of a dramatic reveal there. She brushes her hair aside. Well, whatever. Later, I guess. Hey, why did you stop me out here? She stops her chair mid-turn, with gray eyes contemplating the dirty floor. I don't really get you. Olivia's eyes turn back to me, and now I can see the nervousness in her pupils. Why do you care? Why indeed? Well, I guess the main reason is I want to be friends. With me, though? Sure. Those tiny moments in which I saw the Gator girl hyper-animate come to mind, and I can't help but smile. Those small shows of just genuine feelings. I think Mr. Yadikam was right, honestly. Olivia hums in disagreement, finally turning away. Ah, crap. Maybe that was too forward of me? I swing my backpack around so I can reach inside it. I still have that note. Note? What, with the doodles? Class right now? Why? Just figured you'd want it. It was fun filling it out and all. Just as I'm about to pull out my binder, the Gator girl looks back at me and shakes her head. It's just doodles. You can throw it out. Keep it. If it's so important. For the briefest seconds, I swore I saw her mouth form a tiny smile. But now she's back to looking neutrally at... Huh, I didn't know the school had elevators. Why don't more people use it? She flashes a key from her pocket. So it's part of her accommodations. Makes sense. By now, the hallway is cleared up a bit. The elevator arrives and Olivia rolls on. She moves her arm to push the button and jams the key in some slot. What's the look for? You coming? Oh! I slide in beside Olivia just before the door closes. It's probably safe to catch your footing, just reopen. But, man, this thing is ancient. There's an inspection certificate lazily plastered above the door from this side. It's covered in coffee stains and other signs of age. Is this thing really safe? Olivia shrugs. What's the worst that happened? Our legs break? She eyes me with a smirk. This may have been a mistake. A chunk. My heart drops as the space around me seems to drop for a split second. The sound of the worn-out elevator mechanics fills in the cramped space. How slow is this thing? I look over to Olivia. She uses this thing daily. Surely it normally runs smoother. Her mouth hangs slightly open in an amused grin, watching my sudden onset claustrophobia. Relax, dude, this is normal. Alright, this is normal. This thing jostling around like it's going to chop us at any second is completely normal. When we reach the bottom, the doors clunk open and I practically fall out. Olivia casually rolls from behind. Somehow I sense it's with a degree of superiority. Anyway, see you later. Oh, yeah, see ya. Olivia rounds the corner and I'm left on my lonesome. My senses return to me and I start making my way to the metro station. As I make the journey home, it strikes me how much progress I've made with Olivia. It's definitely still in an awkward phase, but I can see that she's opening up little by little. And it's starting to become amusing seeing her get confused by my friendly gestures. All in all, I got a pretty good feeling about this. Liz and Bank sure were overreacting, though. I'll be sure to tell them all about it. This demo is really fucking long, man. Yeah, I'm not complaining. I like it, though. It's just that it's getting pretty late. A week into September has come and gone, and I'm finally feeling acclimated to St. Hammond. Things have been going pretty smoothly lately, if I do say so myself. Over the past week or so, I've been getting more and more used to my new friends, learning new quirks of them daily over lunch in our classes, like Olivia's penchant for tail whips. Yeah, an attack like that will lower your defense, bro. As I sit on the metro to school, my foot comes up to prod at the tender spot on my shin. I also learned not to borrow Olivia's stuff without asking. She usually tries to keep to herself, even when we're partnered up, but I do my best to play nice. Not to say she's being rude or anything, just quiet. More and more, I kind of figured that part of her silence was just nerves. Accepting that silent facet, I think we found some small understanding between us, even though I think she's starting to see me as a friend now. Among other things, Damien and Liz have given me their numbers, or rather Damien gave me both his and Liz's numbers. At first I thought Liz would be mad that Damien basically doxed her, but she didn't seem to mind when he explained his reasons. I also got Ben's number since he figured we'd be doing a lot more team projects in photography class. My eyes roll over the past messages from my new friends. I became so engrossed in rereading them that I nearly missed the announcement of my stop. I scrambled to get off the metro, the closing doors just catching my jacket and forcing me to yank it out before I'm dragged down the tracks. Not going to let that bring my mood down, though. It's Friday, meaning after today comes the weekend. It's a quick walk from the station, and I can see the school enter my field of view now. The school looks completely barren. Is it closed? Weird. I look around and see some of the small stores that surrounded the school, the ones that are usually stuffed by student workers. They're also empty. One of them has lights on. It just looks like the manager's looking over some paperwork inside. I don't recall any announcement about a holiday today, and while I admit to having forgotten what day it was in the past, I'm absolutely certain it's Friday. So where is everyone? Even the entryway to the school is barren. The door probably won't even open. Yep. Hello? I dance a bit in front of the camera, watching the door. It does not respond. You know what? Damien would probably know what's going on. Wouldn't Ben be a better choice because he's student president? Oh, whatever. I flip through my contacts and I find Damien's number. I put the phone to my ear and pray that he picks up. After a minute or so of waiting, the dial tone cuts off and is replaced by Damien's voice. Yo, what up, Nico? Hey, Damien. I'm at the school right now and it looks like there's no one here. Know what that's about? Huh? What do you... There's a brief pause on the other end of the line. Oh! Didn't you hear? Hear what? Today's the last warm day of the season, so everyone's celebrating. Celebrating? Yeah, we're basically having a cookout at my place today. Say, you want to come over? The generous but spontaneous offer causes me to hesitate for a moment to respond. Thanks for the offer, Damien, but it's alright. I wouldn't want to intrude in your guys' party. What? It's no big deal at all, dude. Folks enjoy the company, and there's gonna be plenty to eat too. Plus, Olivia's here as well. I weigh my options. Either go to the party, or I can just take the lecture back home and sit in my room doing nothing. Inky, you still there, buddy? Yeah, still here. Was just clearing my schedule. You sure it wouldn't be an issue? Of course not, amigo. A friend of mine is a friend of the family. Well, alright then. Nice, I'll text you the address. See you soon, compadre. With that, the call ends, and not a few seconds later that I get a text notification. D-Man, 61193, Crichton Road. Crichton, is that a reference to Michael Crichton, the dude who wrote Jurassic Park? If so, that's cool. D-Man, go the long way around and the neighbor doesn't change. Go the long way around. The neighbor doesn't chain his dog. Lol. I copy and paste the address to my Google Maps and... looks like Damien lives pretty close to the school. Of course, it's a little longer taking Damien's instructions, but I'm not about to try outrunning a loose dog with my physique. Well, better make my way over then. Okay, I'm once again pausing this and coming back later. Alright, here I am, another about 24 hours later, or about 20 hours. It's 12:21 in the morning. I gotta get a better fucking sleep schedule, but let's get right to it. We arrived at Damien's house, which is also Olivia's house, 61189, 61191. Here it is, 61193. The house looks standard for a house in this neck of the woods, or neighborhood. It's a one-story place, but it looks pretty spacious. Definitely a family house. I walk up the stone step path at the front door and ring the doorbell. The grocery bag wrapped around my fingers is starting to chafe a bit. I could have just come right away, but I felt bad coming over empty-handed, so I got something for the party. A simple salad bowl from one of the local stores on the way over. Dude, you bring a fucking salad bowl? Get like a fucking one of those 24-pack cases of soda or some shit. Doesn't seem like much, but as my mom taught me, it's courteous to come to a party with something. Actually, I realized how ill-prepared I look for an end-of-summer celebration. With Damien mentioning a pool, everyone else must be either wearing casual clothes or semi-swim. Meanwhile, here I am, looking overly formal. Not like I could have thought to bring the swim trunks to a school. The door swings open and out steps Damien. Inko? Wow, man, you're crazy early. And you've come bearing gifts. Yep, here I am. I didn't want to come empty-handed, so I stopped by the store and got a salad. Aw, you didn't have to, dude. Seriously though, you really didn't have to. My family and I are carnivores. But thanks! Still, it's like not even 10, man. Oh, you didn't give me a time, so... Nah, that's my bad. Still, since you're here already, come on in. Don't I feel silly? Damien still accepts the grocery bag and chucks it off to the side somewhere. Come on, everyone's out back right now. He turns back, making for a sliding door from the opposite end of the house. Oh, nice place. Got a little crucifix up above the TV right there. Nice, every house needs one. Shit, I moved out of my parents' house, I need one. At least my room. Following after, I barely have time to take in what I think is the living room and dining room. There's a number of toys strewn about, foam dart guns and loose game controllers. Damien opens the glass door and gives me a small push out of the house. Oh, it's an above-ground pool. Hey everyone, we got a guest already. Stepping out onto the wooden deck, I'm surprised to see the pool and yard. To the left of me is what looks to be an older, heavier set version of Damien. Well, howdy there. Hello, sir. I'm Inko. He shifts the barbecue tongs from his right hand to his left so he can shake my hand. Randy Payne. You can just call me Randy, though. I hide the grimace as we shake hands, feeling what I'm guessing is a very sticky marinade now clinging to my palm. I didn't think someone would come this early. I just finished getting all the good stuff all sauced up. As soon as he lets go, he focuses back on the piles of different meats heaped up next to the grill. Meanwhile, I grab some nearby napkins to wipe the sauce from my hand. Oh, what's on the menu? Let's see here. We got brisket, flanks, ribs, sirloin, tenderloin, top sirloin, bottom sirloin, rounds, and shanks. Dude, that sounds so fucking good right now. Some ribs. That's a lot of cow. All marinated from my special mix of wet rub and dry rub seasoning. Wow, that's a lot, sir, Randy. Me, Damien, and Soulful be doing it in shifts. If you're interested, I'll let you lend a hand too, if the missus don't rope you into carrying too much around. Sure, sounds fun. I've never actually grilled before. It's not too tough, you'll see. Now that I'm here, I can finally ask Damien a question that's been on my mind. Hey, Damien, so I've been curious this whole time. What exactly is this celebration anyway? Oh yeah, I haven't told you yet. Well, you see, before Damien can properly explain, a motherly voice cuts him off. Damien, sweetie, you keep your baby brother... You shouldn't keep your baby brother waiting any longer. At the mention of the younger sibling, a tiny Damien clone jumps over the deck railing and... Acid punch! Oh God, why? Why? Vinny! Look, bro, just like from Power Raptors. I told you I could do it. I'm so sorry, Inko. Vincent, this is why I don't want you watching those violent shows. The younger Dino isn't listening. He's already run off to find another victim. You alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Was that really acid? No. Yeah, Dilophosaurs cannot actually shoot acid. That's just a completely fucking made up thing for Jurassic Park. Or maybe a certain type of dinosaur can do it. I don't know. Probably not. Because, in Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs are mixed with frogs, and some frogs can shoot that venom acid stuff. Yeah. No. But here, you should wipe that off. Now. I take the towel handed to me and wipe off the splotch of my pants from where Vincent had punched. Dilophosaurs' spit only gets more acidic after they reach puberty. Do they actually spit? It doesn't matter. I begin to rub away the spittle from my pants with a bit more urgency. Thankfully, he's more me than his mother, otherwise he'd need a new pair of pants. Wait, that's an actual thing? Randy laughs. So you must be Damien's new friend from school? Indeed I am. Damien's mom head pops up at the side of the deck with a tired smile. Hello, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Oh, I didn't know we'd have guests so soon. I would have cleaned up more. You can just call me Sophia, dear. Speaking of school, Damien told me that you were there. Why do you be going to school today of all days? Honestly, I didn't even realize that today's a holiday. Usually I mark them on my calendar, but it must have flown over my head. It's no worries then. It's mainly us dinos who celebrate it. Yeah, Damien told me a bit about it, but I'm not sure I fully understand. In that case, I'd be more than glad to clue you in. It's called Summer's End, as today marks the last warm day of the season. After this, fall and winter start rolling in. Interesting. This will probably make me sound stupid for asking, but how come you celebrate it? To put it simply, the cold might be manageable for warm bloods, but for us reptiles, it's no bueno. So we spend the last days soaking in the sun and enjoying the warm weather before it starts getting chilly. That makes sense. Next thing you know, everyone's wearing extra layers and putting up the heat lamps. Though it apparently used to be Ice Age levels of frigid back in my granddad's age, so I guess we can consider ourselves lucky. Otherwise, we'd be nothing but a couple of popsicles with our tails for sticks. The patriarch lets out a laugh that's as infectious as his son's. He wipes a tear from his eye as he goes back to flipping the meat on the grill. Anywho, we're gonna start cooking up the food, so make yourself comfortable. Thank you, sir. Randy. While Damien's dad attends the grill, I move to the banister overlooking the pool. It's filled with a couple of aquatic toys and air-filled floaties. Man, I wish my place had a pool. Oh, I do have extra jeans at home. Ruining one pair won't be a huge issue. Nah, on second thought, it'd be really annoying to deal with drying off and going home. Yeah, dude, you chafed bad. I wonder how deep... Oh, shit. Whoosh. Ah! Ah! What the hell are you doing here? I was invited. Focus on her face, not the other things. That's good. That's real good. What the heck are you doing here? I live here, moron. Crap, right. Damien even told me that on the way. Anyways. No, really, why are you here? Nobody was at school when I got there. Huh? Yeah, check the doors and everything. They announced the holiday yesterday in homeroom. Didn't you hear it? That's what Liz said over the PA yesterday? I thought that was the school's anthem or something. Huh, no wonder everyone was staring as I saluted. That's good. Must have not been paying attention. But yeah, asked Damien what was up. He said there's some event going on and invited me. Olivia sinks a bit into the water, actually. Stupid question, but... Are you really okay to swim? There's that glare again. Of course, why wouldn't I be? Well, you know, thankfully she gets what I'm saying. Sorry? She simply rolls her eyes. I like it in the water. Well, she is an alligator, so... I kind of wish I knew all about all this earlier. I'd have brought my trunks. Ew, no, I'm not sharing my pool with you. What? Why not? Instead of answering me verbally, Olivia's tail whips up some water at me like a large wave. Yo, Inko, come check this out. Olivia takes the opportunity to slink back into the water. I think she's doing a weird version of the dead man's float. Well, whatever. What's Damien yelling about? Yeah, Damien? Well, first, my little bro has something to say to you. Sorry for giving you an acid punch, Inky. It looks like he taught his younger sibling about my nickname, too. That's alright. Vinny! Vinny extends his hand for a handshake, though it's obscured by his sleeves. And secondly, we need a few chairs out here. We got some fold ones, but also some from the kitchen. Got it. They're cheap wood, not real heavy at all. After the chairs, we can do this table together. Mom'd be pissed if that got dropped. Why? It's the only one we got. And after everything's set, we can play something fun. Okay, little man? Vincent grins and bolts back towards the house. Damien chuckles and we both follow after the kid. The table drops a few inches. We were able to lift it with a hard crash back onto the tile. I'd be worried about the cracks, but the floor is already pretty shattered around here from the years. The table must actually be their gold storage. And it's just painted to look like wood. That's the only explanation. We catch our breaths and give our strained muscles a moment to relax. Why can't Olivia help us? She's super strong. Oh no, that's a kid. Why can't Olivia help us? She's super strong. Olivia's enjoying herself in the pool, bro. We don't want to ruin her time. Her chair thing has wheels. We can use that. I think it might be a bit small. Oh, no fair. She's gotta go to her room soon. Why can't she help? Hey, come on. Not in front of any guests, yeah? It's true, though. You don't know that. Come on. Damien Mini-Me pouts. I think I got a better grip on the table now. Let's try one more time. Oh, okay, I'm ready. 1, 2... Wait. Huh? What's up? Oh. Mom must have been talking about the plastic table in the garage, not the dining room table. You're right. What? Guess we gotta haul this thing back into the dining room, fellas. Great. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little retarded and have made that same mistake before. After getting the suspiciously heavy table back inside, Damien and I carry the much lighter plastic one out the door. As I catch my breath, I notice the younger dinosaur is gone. Maybe he ran off to do something else. Either way, I guess now's the time to ask. Hey, Damien. Yeah? What was that about Olivia going to her room? Huh? Oh, sorry, yeah, An awkward silence fills the air for a few moments. It's just... she doesn't really stick around for family events like this. This is all regular introvert stuff, you know? It's no big deal. And your parents are okay with that. Why wouldn't they be? She's her own person. Right. She usually makes appearances for food, though. Hey, speaking of food, you want to check on the grill? Why? There's no way the food is done by now. I know, I just like the smell. Oh, alright then. Sweet, let's go. As we make our way over to where Damien's dad is manning the grill, I catch a whiff of the spices and marinades applied to all the meat. Sophia's accompanying him, helping to place the meat on the grill. How's it coming along, Pops? Making it how I like them? You know it, son. Have a look at for yourselves. God damn, I think I'm dyslexic. He steps aside and lets us gaze at the variety of barbecue set over the flames. The smell of it cooking and the symphonic sizzling around sound has my mouth watering in seconds. Dude, just the fucking description's making my mouth water. Good, right? I'll say. Randy uses a pair of tongs to grab a piece of steak that looks halfway cooked. The secret is you gotta let these babies have some time getting seared on each side. That way it really homes in the splat. Whoops. There's a bout of silence between everyone as we all stare down at the piece of meat on the floor. It's not too ruined. Hey, Olivia, you want it? A pair of eyes appear over the edge of the pool. Sure, toss it in. What's this now? Randy proceeds to chuck the steaks right into the water as one would do with the chum to attract fish. Whoosh. Does she do the fucking body slam thing that gators do? Jeez. Anywho, since you're our first guest, Inko, you get the honor of getting choice picks. Which do you want? Oh, I don't want to impose or anything. Ah, nonsense. Besides, better get your picks now before the other guests arrive later. Hey, think of it as payback for all the soda and chips you've been getting us. Come again? Or, well, guess a burger is more convenient. I don't get to attend a family barbecue every day. Excellent choice, Inko. Want it rare, medium rare, or well done? Hey, Inko, go for the rare. Damien licks his lips as he says that. Rare? What the? Oh, carnivores, right. I'm pretty sure a raw burger would kill me. I'll take my burger well done. Hank Hill would kick my ass, but I prefer well done meat. Yeah, I'm sure you want ketchup with it too, huh? No, I wouldn't. Come on, Damien, one well done burg. Coming right up. Yeah, I'm not gonna take any chances. Just saying, you're missing out, amigo. I'm pretty sure your mother was just messing with them. We'd never serve that sort of thing to a guest. There's no way we could afford the suit. Mr. Randy lets out a lawsuit. Mr. Randy lets out a hearty guffaw as he lefts the burgers on the grill. It's alright, son. Though it may not look like it, Volcadera has its share of humans. From what I know, you guys can eat about anything, right? Raw meat aside. I mean, yeah, I guess. Must be nice to be able to just grab whatever's on sale at the market. Meat prices these days are getting pretty crazy. I've seen some of that synthetic meat around. That might be cheaper. Why not try it out? Oh, fuck. The grill. Sorry. There's one taboo I stumbled into head first. Noted. I better change the subject before things get any more awkward. Yeah, fucking I lose my shit too. Fucking synthetic meat. So hey, Damien, I've been curious this whole time. What exactly is the summer's end celebration anyway? Didn't my dad tell you earlier? It's the last warm day of the year or whatever. Yeah, I get that part, but why is it a holiday? Ah, that. Actually, I don't really remember either. Guess I should have been paying more attention at school. It's a bit concerning he doesn't know this much about his own culture he's currently celebrating. Actually, it probably doesn't even need a reason. Why would you? It's just the last warm day of the year. Any excuse for a get-togethers is fine in my book. The kid flumps down hard on the grass in the way only children can without shattering something. Aha! We don't gotta go to school, it's nice and warm, and we get to eat real good. I think those Mayans had the right idea. Vinny. The Mayans. Mayans, yeah? Hey, Anko, are you Alright, it's about ready. It's about time the guests showed up too, isn't it? They'll be here any minute. Oh, Olivia. Across the yard, Olivia contentedly drifted into the middle of the pool. Though a look came across her face upon hearing Damien's mom, and she began paddling towards the raised deck. Are you going in so soon? Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to wait until the others get here? Yeah, wait till food's ready so we can all eat together. I'd rather not. I just have a lot of art stuff I have to do. Sorry. Damien's little brother steps out from the small deck. But you said we'd play sometime today. She tries to back her uncertain tone up with a shaky smile. Maybe later, Vinny. Have fun? She lifts herself up in the pool and kneels atop her chair. I'm confused at how her legs work, but my best guess is that perhaps they only do above the knees. Turning about, her hands carefully set her feet down on the chair's footrests. Fully settled into the chair, Olivia rolls herself into the sliding back door of the house. Think the table's just about set. Now we really are just waiting on the others. Damien, has your friend texted you at all? Yeah, Liz said she'd be here about now. Oh, it's Liz? Nice. Oh no, that's me. Oh, it's Liz? Nice. She's bringing her uncle too. Oh, snap! That's nice. I'll bust out the brewskis then. In fact, Damien shields his eyes and looks upward behind me. I turn too, but at this angle I can't see anything. Yeah, they're in the front yard. I'll go get them. Damien rushes through the back door and into the house. A moment later, he emerges again, as if to show off the new guests. Liz, come on, don't make it weird. Hi, everyone. Oh, Minko, you're here. Yeah, I got roped in. Neat. Come on, Uncle Mike, through here. Hey, now, I'm not that old. Hey, this guy. A giant figure lumbers through the doorway. That is not what I'm told. That is not what I told him to get. Hey, Michael! Randy, how have you been? The two pat each other's backs and give a firm handshake. Doing good, doing good. How about yourself? What's with the ridiculous get-up in the Mardi Gras? Ridiculous get-up? Is it Mardi Gras? No, nothing like that. I've just been trying to relate a bit more to the younger generation recently. These things are just too different these days and all. Ah, come on, leave that stuff to the kids. Then he sees me. Huh. Mr. Ferris? You know him? Yeah, we've met. He takes the same train as me. He's been helping me out. Recommend I try this chain out. Liz jerks her head in my direction furiously. I'm gonna get it later. Oh god, really regretting the handshake now. I think he popped all my bones at once. The food will be ready soon. Inko, your turn on the grill. Oh, don't worry, kid. All you gotta do is keep an eye on the meat and make sure they don't catch on fire. Damien's father leaves after I nod. The rest too, heading to where Damien, Vinny, and I had just set the chairs and table. Turning to the grill with a grimace, I swallow my nerves and take up the tongs. Right, nothing to worry about. Okay, nothing bad so far. Hey, Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hey, Liz, what are you doing here? Oh, everyone else is talking about Randy's cooking, and I figured I'd see what's on the menu. What do you think I'm doing? Why on earth are you getting my uncle to dress like he's going to be in a music video? He asked for help. You thought that was good help? Yes, he just didn't take it, all right? Take it right. Across the yard, Vinny is jumping at the shiny object. Mr. Ferris jumping at the shiny object. Mr. Ferris caves and lends it to him. See? Problem solved. Ignoring Vinny, now strutting around like a gangster. Oh man, whatever. What's actually cooking? I motioned to the silver tray spread out next to the grill. It's a lot of meat. Actually, aren't you a herbivore, Liz? I am, but I think Damien thought ahead for me. He's gonna pass my fucking salad off as his own. Hey, wasn't that the salad I brought? I knew he wouldn't forget about me like that. Anyway, is Olivia out there? I am willing to let my friend take credit for something I did to impress a chick. But he's gotta pay me back, if you know what I mean. Anyways, is Olivia out here? She was just in the pool, decided to go inside. Liz's head is still for a moment, as if she's in thought. Apparently it's a common thing with her. Yeah. I was hoping she'd have stuck around for once. So she does this often. Every time Damien's folks throw a party, she slips away to her room. I sometimes see her at her window. Her eyes motion me to turn and look at a particular window. I can't really see from this angle. Why would now be any different then? Liz shoots me a knowing look. What? Well, I figured she was opening up a little to you. I mean, I guess, to some degree. Not like I have any frame of reference. At best, I can kind of talk to Olivia now. Hiss. What? Did you just hiss at me? No. Then what? Oh, God! Spinning around, I see that something is caught on fire. I grab whatever it is with the tongs and flail it around, hoping the air would put it out. It works well enough, but it's pretty burnt. Well, that one's a lost cause. I give the piece of charcoal a careful look. And yeah, it doesn't look edible in the least. I put it to the side and turn back to face Liz. Anyway, what were you saying about Olivia opening up? Yeah, it's strange, but also good. Certainly a bit surreal after all this time. Liz lets that aside and shrugs. Well, it's a shame, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, I want to go catch up with the others. See you around. Liz returns to the rest of the gathering, leaving me alone with the grill once again. Burnt piece of meat aside, the rest of the food is still looking good. Still, I'm not exactly the best grill master. Not like it matters too much to Damien's folk. Whether food actually cooked or not is purely an aesthetic matter. A couple more flips and the meat is brown and sizzling, which is good enough in my book to put them along with the other finished pieces. I think I'm about done with my shift. Damien's turn is next. He's just going to be wrapping up these last few things. Doesn't take me long to spot him chatting with Liz, who's enraptured with whatever guaranteed high-concept discussion they're having. Hey, Damien. Damien's frill thing perks up a bit as he turns around to face me. Your turn on the grill. Aight, you got it, hombre. He waves Liz over and takes firm hold of the spatula. Okay, time to get some more. He suddenly pauses as his eye falls upon the charred remains of one juicy and savory piece of meat. He picks up the piece of meat and inspects it before chomping down on it with a single bite. Okay, I'll finish cooking the last pieces. Inky, if you'd be an awesome dude, can you start serving the others what's ready to chow on? I give Damien a nod and grab the tray of cooked meat. I take the tray over an eagerly waiting crowd with all the care to be expected from someone surrounded by very hungry meat-eating saurian. Upon seeing the platter of delectable and edible flesh, stop whatever they are doing and begin to gather around the table. And then I said, well, it's because you look like a student yourself, miss. Oh, that's rich coming from you. Meat. It's finally here, Vincent, so remember your manners. Hopefully with my salad, too. Seems like everyone's having a pretty good time for their meal. What is Mr. Ferris? Is he a T-Rex or is he a... Man, it kind of looks like a whale. They even eat the ones I cooked, though I can see Damien's little brother making a slight face of disgust. Still winds up chomping on the meat anyway. All in all, I'm pretty satisfied with how my cooking turned out. I take a seat next to Damien and Liz and prepare my meal before I dig in. Gotta go with the tried and true. Ketchup and nothing more. With my burger prepared, I go in for my first bite. Gotta say, Damien's dad did a great job with the patty. So, what do you think? And go. I give a thumbs up and a smile as best I can with a full mouth. The older dinosaur gives me a toothy, sauce-stained grin in return. I can see where Damien gets that toothy grin of his. Savoring the well-cooked meat patty and buns with each bite, I slowly lose myself in the party's mood. Though I feel more ancillary from it, seeing the adults lost in work talk while Damien and Liz are handling the excitable Vinny. Humming around a mouthful of burger, my eyes wander. The entire yard is smaller than mine, and there are tons of toys scattered in the low-cut grass. Not too many plants either, just the grass and a couple of shrubs running alongside the fence. The word quaint comes to mind. Maybe intimate. I could picture the kind of events that happen back here. I shake my head, clearing my photographer's mind away. It's Damien's place, private property. I'd have to ask before I do anything camera-related. Thinking about it though, I do have my camera, securely stored in my backpack inside the home. Part of me considers grabbing it, and as I look back towards the house, I spy a certain someone at their window. Olivia leers out across the yard. She's too far away to tell exactly what she's staring at. That must be her room then. Her gaze shifts a bit. I still can't see what she's looking at, but it is in my direction. Or Damien, he's sitting next to me. I carefully trace where her eyes are focused, leaning to the side and slowly coming to the plate in my hand. Checking back, she's laser focused on something. I wonder. I slowly lift the plate up and Olivia's head tilts upward a bit. I lower it and her head tilts downwards. Part of me wants to test this further, except that'd be a real waste of food. Whatever illusion she was under is shattered with a shake of her head. I can practically hear Olivia's annoying growl from here as she turns her snout up at me and returns to whatever it is she was doing. So she does want some. Why not come out? Well, I'm sure nobody would mind if I just brought a plate in and left it. Besides, my fingers are sticky from all the finger food. To the point where they stick to my paper plate. It's actually kind of gross. Now I remember why I avoid it normally. Ungluing my fingers from the plate, Damien's mother notices my plight. You can use the kitchen sink for that, Inko. Or the pool. Sticking my thoroughly marinated fingers into the pool? That just seems to be a future issue for whoever has to clean it up later. Thank you, ma'am. I think I'll use the sink. Damien's already gotten up for thirds, so there's plenty. I load up the new paper plate with the steak and whatever remains of the ribs and discreetly head inside. Thankfully, the sliding door is partially open, just enough so I can use my foot to push it the rest of the way open. There's a coffee table in the living room. That's as good a place as any. And the kitchen's right there. I'll just rinse my hands off a bit. Making liberal use of the dish soap, I start scrubbing my hands thoroughly. Fucking liberal use. We use conservative use in this household. While I feel the stickiness start to unstick itself, I look out the window. Damien's parents seem to be focused on Vinny, but Damien is still shooting, looks to the left. The hyperactive hybrid shoots up from his seat, disappearing from view. Wonder where he... Woohoo! Spoosh! Dang, clothes still on and all. Kid was serious about washing hands in the pool. Man, I could have gone for a dip myself. The AC in here makes a huge difference. It must be 90 degrees out today. There's plenty of soda, so I'm not in danger of dehydration, at least. But geez, I'm only noticing just how warm I still am from stepping inside. I'm surprised there's no steam rising from me. Looks a little red, too. Good thing I didn't bring any sunscreen. Crap. It's not that bad yet. Maybe the Pains have some sunscreen around. No, they're reptiles. They wouldn't have any. Maybe I'll just have to deal with it. My knuckles start hurting from being wrung so much. The smell isn't gone yet, though. Anyway, should be clean enough to... Both of us are frozen still, locked in a staring contest. The steak shoved in her mouth, she stares like a deer caught in the headlights. She spits the steak back on the plate in her lap and grips the insides of her sleeves. It takes me a moment to collect myself to muster up some conversation. Yeah, your delivery came in. Want a soda with that? The joke goes unlaughed at. I tried. May as well. Need to get to the fridge. Oh, sorry. I stepped to the side to give Olivia enough space. She rolls herself over to the fridge, opens it up, and rummages through. We exchange a few awkward glances to the point that it's palpable in the air. So, what are you doing? Getting a soda. The kid's taking your spot in the swimming pool. That's fine. I'm gonna go crash in my room. When there's still a party going on outside? I'm busy with art stuff. Stuffing the soda can in her pocket, Olivia redirects herself and, with a flick of her tail, closes the fridge shut. But what about the party? What about it? It's still going on. And, look, I've got stuff to work on. Even though it's a holiday, it seems like the perfect time to get together with friends and family, and I'm not their family, if you haven't noticed. And I'm not going to be here for much longer. That's a new look from her. Was it because of what I said? Olivia? What? There's a couple different things dancing atop my tongue that I wish to say. Some would be too intrusive, especially after what she just said. Wait, I'm not going to be here much longer. Is she going to die, or is she just talking about graduation? Fuck, I hope it's just graduation. Some would be too intrusive, especially after what she just said. One, however, sticks out the most, especially after she had brought up working on it. And I genuinely want to see Olivia's process. Would you, mind some company? What? Seems pretty empty in the house to be lonesome, so maybe it'd be nice to hang out. Plus, I've been wanting to see her art for a while, especially as I recall her freshman piece that's displayed right next to the principal's office. I'll even show you some of my stuff. I have my portfolio drive in my backpack after all. I have to hold back my laugh as a silly strangled noise of surprised confusion escapes her mouth. Is that an okay then? No, it's just I don't want anyone else in my room. And how about the living room? I motion at the well-loved couch nearby. She hums in thought for a moment. Are you really that interested? Yeah. Yes. I've been wanting to see your work ever since I found out that the cityscape piece and the gala was yours. Olivia clutches her hand together tightly. Okay, fine. If you're so interested, you can watch. She wheels herself back towards the shut door. Need to get my stuff set up first. Sure, I'll be here, on the couch. I kind of feel bad for missing out on the party too, but I doubt I'll ever get another chance like this. Olivia returns to the small easel, already set up with a half-finished painting. She takes a moment to shift herself from her wheelchair to the end of the couch right next to me. She's pretty close to me. I can feel her thigh barely brush against mine, but I'll try to pay it no mind. I couldn't, bro. Fucking... Oh, man. You know, we were all teenagers once. Shit, I still am. The painting looks like a bust on a nondescript dino guy. Although, with how vibrant these guys are, it could easily be a portrait of someone specific. This isn't that good. She rips the page off and crumbles it in her hand. Starting over then? Don't interrupt. She takes a deep breath. The paintbrush nears the canvas, slowly and gracefully, although it's clear her nerves are getting to her. Okay. Wait. Olivia looks down for a moment before she jerks her head back up, her face gaining a reddish hue. Dude, why'd you scooch so close to me? I didn't. You're the one who sat next to me. Oh. She looks away for a moment, realizing how over the top her reaction was. Olivia then does a double take of me, her brows furrowing. What's wrong with your skin? I was born like this. Shut up, that's not... You know what? Yes, it is. But I mean, it's red. Oh, yeah, I think I'm sunburned. As I look over the red As I look over the red splotch on my arm, Olivia raises a hand and touches it. Ah, why? Jeez, that really hurts. Yeah, it does. I didn't think to get sunscreen on the way over. There wouldn't happen to be any here, right? Point taken. But there's some of those spiky plants outside. Aloe something, I think. Just snap a leaf off. Mrs. Payne won't care, probably. Think I've heard something about that plant before, yeah. Alright, guess I'll give it a shot. I get up and head back out the front door. Lo and behold, there was in fact a number of those spiky plants around. I walk up to the nearest one and carefully grab the leaf in a spot with the dull spikes. It bends and snaps off pretty easily. Man, this looks about good enough to eat, but it probably tastes awful. Is it really good for curing sunburned skin? Back inside, Olivia started painting again. She gazes intently at the page. And the plate of food I had brought in had been cleaned. Olivia holds one last rib in her mouth, like a cigarette. It waggles up and down between her teeth. When she sees me, she crunches the bone in two and swallows the last of it whole. I bring up the aloe leaf. This it? She nods and extends a hand to grab it. I hand her the thick leaf and she extends a single claw. Once she catches the edge of the skin, she makes a quick work, peeling the husk off. You do that often? Not me. Sophia uses it a lot to make smoothies for the family and healing salves for Veni. They're real pretty too. Olivia blinks, coughs, and grimaces. To paint, I mean. Natural homemade healing recipe, huh? Gonna have to ask for that later. Could come in handy down the line. Is that foreshadowing? I move to remove my jacket so the aloe can be applied properly. But I don't get far before I notice Olivia's face turning a darker shade again. No. No need to remove your jacket, you Mongo. Mongo. Fucking blazing saddles. Is that what that reference is? Nah, I don't fucking know. Just roll up your sleeve and put the jelly on your neck. She hands me a now exposed aloe jelly, all while doing her best to not lock eyes with me. After rolling up my sleeves, I scoop out a dollop of the opaque substance. The feeling of relief hits me the moment I spread it across my neck. Man, this feels good. I start applying more to my nose, cheeks, and most importantly, the top of my head. As I do, I watch Olivia continue her painting, taking the extra attention to her brush strokes. The way she moves it down the canvas with such smoothness and gentleness shows her level of concentration. Not too rushed, but also not that overly focused on the art either. Using the last of the aloe to cover my arms, I'm fully covered in a rudimentary remedy. I take a second to throw the husks away in the kitchen trash, catching a glimpse of the party outside. Everyone looks like they're having a good time out there, except for Mrs. Sophia, who's currently trying to chase a very soaked Veni with a towel. Back on the couch, Olivia's painting is starting to take a more defined shape. Unlike the cityscape piece, however, it looks more organic. She continues to paint in silence, occasionally doing a quick glance at me to see if I'm still watching. I don't want to poke at Olivia for no reason, but this might just be my only chance to ask. Hey, Olivia? Your family, the Paynes, they seem like a lively bunch. What's that supposed to mean? Like, I knew Damien was eccentric, but I can see he gets it from the rest of your family. First of all, the Paynes are my godparents. Secondly, yeah, they are. So, how long have you known them for? Olivia pauses for a moment, mid-brushstroke, but then continues. Practically my whole life. Damien and I have known each other since we were carpet crocs. And his parents have known my dad since, well, forever. Since before we were even neighbors. Friends of the family? Pretty much. Sorry about that. Whole reason why I'm living with them. Her muzzle clamps shut. Forget what I just said. The words were spoken with a tone tinged bitter with something. A tone I felt very familiar with whenever my own family is brought up. Sure. The only sounds left now are her brush strokes on the canvas. My focus turns back to the patch of blotchy red and pale watercolors slowly forming across the white expanse. Occasionally, Olivia's gray eyes would glance my way before going back to her work. Compared to the more rapid pace of time-lapse art videos I had viewed, she was more deliberate with each of her movements. Pretty obvious since most of those were done digitally, another thing I'd not considered. Still, staring at the painting in progress itself, there's something uncanny about it. It's now more formed, definitely looking like something. Lowering my shades with one hand so I can make out a peachy pale and vibrant red colors of it. My other hand is brought up so I can try and trace it out in the air before me. Olivia looks back at me again, and a glint of something shines through her eyes. Hold that pose now. Hey, how long have you been using me as a layman doll? Eyes fucking pop out of nowhere. That kind of took me off guard. Her hand fails to cover up the snort that comes from her nose, followed by a grim all-night cackle. Consider it the price to see my process. I want a refund. Nope. Looking again, it's slowly becoming a watercolor bust of my burnt face. I go looking in a mirror, huh? Can't you at least get my good angle? Nope. Turning back to the mural do melanoma. That's good. Olivia starts adding in a blotch of cream by my head. A sigh escapes my lips. Hey, I said stay still. Why? I'm not that red. Another high-pitched giggle comes from Olivia. It's called artistic license. Oh, it needs to be renewed. Despite being the butt of her joke, I feel myself smiling. Must be the new sounds from her. It's the first time I think I've seen her happy outside of Yatakun's class. And yeah, that laugh of hers is kind of infectious. Silence returns though. The mood feels much lighter now. I feel so stiff right now. I don't know how long I've been holding this pose now. If I had to guess from sunlight flittering into the house, it's at least been an hour. Mural du melanoma, fuck, that's some crazy words, was almost done, and it was staring back at me with the most intense eyes. Olivia's attention was left on one final detail, the hand holding its lowered shades. I'm thankful she'd finished the sunglasses first, because she reflected light from the sliding back door and had been searing my retina. Olivia? Hush. She turns her head and focuses entirely on the hand held by my ear. Pupils moving rapidly to try and take in every last detail. Her fingers twitch as her hand hovers over the painted hand. Her eyes are now shifting between my hand and my eyes. Her hand is now quaking, and a growing redness suffused her face. The more she looks toward my eyes, the more her arm shakes and face brightens. Finally, she turns away from me entirely, bringing both of her arms with her away from me and the canvas. Okay. Her cheeks puff out as she exhales her held breath. Okay. Finally, she turns her cherry red face to the canvas and inspects the near complete portrait. I'll come back to this later. Can I... Yeah, you can drop your hand now. Finally. I lay my back on the couch, feeling my spinal cord pop in the rapid succession. I said your hand? Can't. I attempt to stretch my arm in front of me. Because of my stiffened muscles, my forearm is pulled back toward my sunglasses. I repeat the motion several times, and the movement helping to ease the muscle until finally my arm doesn't feel spring-loaded. While I was busy trying to fix my arm, Olivia was packing up the canvas. That's about it. You can go join the others or whatever. She drags the canvas easel and the watercolor tubes back to her room. I wonder if she'll keep that one. And I wonder if she'll stay in her room again. We've been inside for a while. I don't think anyone outside has noticed we've been gone. Vinny and Damien seem to accept that Olivia would stay inside. But... wait. I've caught her a bit off guard. Invite Olivia to join you back outside. Convince Olivia why her family needs her out there. And I'm just gonna invite her. I'm not gonna try to manipulate her or anything like that. If I'm going outside, it would be rude of me to leave without saying bye at least. She looks at me quizzically. Sure. But I think I'll try staying until the end. This has probably been the best day I've had since I moved here. And my first real friends in a long while. I'm glad to have been invited. She's not leaving, but she's scanning me suspiciously. Damien's been a great friend, and his folks have been really nice to me. Better than my own parents, even. You're lucky to have them, I think. I guess. Good for you. Have fun with that. I think you should come along. She freezes. What? Her eyes widen, and some of the color leaves her face. No, I can't. Why not? Mr. and Mrs. Payne, they already have Vincent and Damien to worry about. Right now, they're hosting all of the other guests. They've got plenty to deal with already. I'm not worth the accommodations. Just leave it. Let them be normal. Even then, it's like I said, I don't have much time left. That's a little overly harsh. And it was every argument she had. They're the kind of arguments that come from desperation and guilt, to convince herself it's for her own good. Maybe it's a little presumptuous, but that's at least the sort of thoughts I've had reading notes from my parents allotting me resources, like I'm just an anthropomorphized mouth. That's a lot of syllables. Yeah, she says I don't have a lot of time left. Is she saying she's dying? 'Cause that fucking suck. Certainly doesn't seem like I'm worth it to them sometimes. But they're your godparents, right? They're helping your folks. Yeah, but they chose to have you here. Because they want to let you be normal. Or a normal part of their family, I mean. I don't think they'd have you here if they didn't want that. Oh, please, go and tell me more about my own family. Her voice is sardonic. She's not making eye contact anymore, but she's listening intently. This is all stuff she's known already. But you're absolutely right about one thing. You don't have much time left. Neither do I, honestly. Even if it's mostly because of moving. You know what they say about rolling stones gathering no moss. And that way, we're in the same boat. Give it a shot. There's some perfectly good moss right out there. Huh. Okay. I'll try it with you. That analogy was pretty dumb, but you're right. The back door squeaks back open. Even with sunglasses, I wince at the sudden brightness. I take a step out and stretch my back, working on the last bit of stiffness from my shoulders. Olivia still waits at the threshold of the door. What are you waiting for? Curtain call? With a grin, I draw the sliding door even wider, and with a beckoning wave, attempt to usher Olivia out as if I were her personal attendant. Cut that out. Don't make it weird. Despite her words, her tone is more humored than annoyed with me. Relax, nobody was even looking. But it looks like there's definitely no more food left. About right. As Olivia rolls down a small wooden ramp I hadn't noticed, we catch Damien on the bottom step. Oh, there is a ramp in the painting. Olivia? At the table, heads turn towards us. Looks of surprise etched on the faces of most of them. Instead of answering him verbally, Olivia's hand comes up with a nervous wave. The rest of the party resumes their prior discussions, although maybe a bit livelier than before. Hey, cool to see you out here again. Hey, Damien, why are you all the way over here for? I can't stand to be by Liz's uncle when he's eating. He's got those fibrous teeth. Ugh. Does that mean he is a whale? Like blue whales have, yeah. Like blue whales have? Yeah, freaks me out. His dentist must make a fortune. Ha! Yeah. Hey, Olivia, what are you doing back out here? You forget something? No, I just thought it'd be good to enjoy the weather while it lasts. Damien perks up with his frills undulating. No, Damien, stop that. Olivia quivers as Damien's grin grows wider and frills start moving faster. You will stop it. Even I'm getting unnerved by how those things move. Damien! Sorry, these things got a mind of their own. Finally, those weird flaps still. Dude, you were just complaining about Mr. Ferris and his teeth. And he can keep his mouth shut. Hey, I could always wear a beanie. No, you can't. Remember the last time you tried? Both Damien and Olivia share a laugh over some event they're privy to. When they finish, Damien asks the million-dollar question. So, are you going to join in, or... She turns her head my way, and I give her a supportive thumbs up. Yeah. Damien finally stands from the step, and we all start heading for the table. Each party-goer greets us as we approach. The loudest from... Livy! Oh, this is sweet. Hey. You finally came to play again. The rambunctious boy hoots and hollers as he bounces and circles around her. Olivia huddles her arms and looks aside in my direction, feeling the stares from the table. I give her a reassuring thumbs up. Actually, this is perfect. Thank you, Benny. This is something Olivia's able to give when she was so worried about just taking. Hope she goes for it. I'm a little tired, Benny. What? No, come on, Livy. You promised we'd play today. Like old times. Please? Oh, alright, you win. I did promise. You want to play cannon then? Yeah, cannon. Alright then. Ready? Round loaded. Fire! My aunt and uncle would do something like that to me. Like my uncle would grab my arms and my aunt would grab my legs and then swing me back and forth and throw me into a pool. So that was pretty fun. Oh God, this was a bad idea. Vinny, woo! Oh, Randy, like he's doing the whistle thing. Randy! Relax, Soph. Vinny's still young. Michael, Vinny, be careful. I'm okay, Mom. Whew! Have you gotten stronger, Olivia? No, shut up. Anyway, can we do it again, Livy? Olivia smiles and pats his head. It's weird seeing it, but as she readies Vincent for another launch, the Gator girl has a bright, toothy smile I've never thought she had. Mr. Payne? Woo! Alright, I get it. Vincent! Yeah, Dad? No more cannon today. Olivia and Vincent share a disappointing look. Now, there's a lot more things you two can do. Vincent perks up and immediately rushes off. Oh, I know. Olivia turns back to the rest of the group with an uneasy smile. Mrs. Payne steps forward, her hands held up and wavering. Olivia? Hi, Auntie. Miss Payne and her husband approach, both with nervous smiles. When she speaks, it's with a certain restraint, holding her excitement back, as though worried if it would show too much, she'll change her mind and go back in. I didn't miss much, right? I'm so glad you came out, dear. The older woman kneels in front of her and wraps her arms around Olivia. Hey, it's been too long, little Ace. Randy's hand ruffles her hair while his other arm also encircles both Olivia and Sophia, and while Olivia does her best to avoid his palm. I can see the tiny smile on her face. Time seemed to pick up speed after Olivia had come out. Damien and his father returned to the grill, managing to prep and cook for a final serving of meaty goodness for an early dinner. I decided I could go for seconds and get a few scraps of this and that. I nearly drop my food when I get a rough pat on the shoulder from behind. It's Mr. Payne. He looks down at me with a thankful smile. Mrs. Payne and Mr. Ferris had continued their conversation till Mr. Ferris's throat rang dry, and the rest of us had to contend with a hyperactive child with an armory of foam dart guns. I felt bad for Liz. She'd become a one-woman shooting gallery for the boy. And Olivia. And me. And Damien, but at least he looked apologetic about it. But now things are winding down. The food is officially all gone. Everyone is exhausted physically and mentally. And yet thoroughly satisfied emotionally. Olivia pads by me, having returned to the pool to cool down and stretch out. There was just one last thing to really cap this off. Okay, everyone. I hollered to everyone currently on the deck, grouped up nicely for me. Looking through the viewfinder of my propped up camera, I adjust the focus to ensure everyone is captured perfectly in the shot. Alright, on 3, give me your biggest smiles. 1, wait! Olivia turns away from the camera, looking toward Damien. With a grin, Damien waves for me. Dude, you gotta be in this too! There's nods and words of agreement from everyone. Well, it has been a while since I've used this mode, so why not? Setting the time delay along with the sports mode, I'm sure with 10 rapid succession shots, at least one of them will be perfect. And I can always do some post-production on it too. Look how fucking Vinny's standing with the chain. Ensuring that the focus is still mine, I click the shutter button and keep the count in mind. 30, 29, 28. By 13, I've settled myself onto the Damien and above Olivia. Alright, 9, 8, 7. I feel something wrap around my ankle and press against my back on 4. Feel something wrap around my ankle and press against my back on 4. 3, 2, 1. My camera flash goes off 10 times as I'm pushed over by Damien and pulled into the pool by Olivia. Fucking amazing. Oh, that's it. That's the demo. Wow, that was a really long demo. I wonder how long the actual full game will be. You've reached the end of the demo. You can follow our Twitter for updates on the full game and other games in development. Thanks for playing. Yeah, dude, I'm excited. Real excited for the full game. Yeah, so that was the demo for Wani Gator. Really, really long. This is set out to be my longest video yet. Yeah, go follow Caveman and Studios everywhere. I think they have a YouTube channel. You just saw that they have a Twitter channel. I showed their website in another video I made about Snoop Game versus Goodbye Volcano High. So please check them out. Please support them. If you want to see this as much as I do, you got to show them some good support. I know I will. But with that being said, yeah, I really liked it. I'm really, really digging the characters. I like how, man, I don't even know how to put it in words. I'm just loving how it's a goofy setting. Like, you know, one human in a world full of dinosaurs with a paralyzed alligator and, like, you know, weird stuff like that. Furry-ish, kind of. I'm not a furry. I don't support furries. Just putting that out there. But, yeah, I'm just really, really digging it. So with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this extra long video. It truly means the world to me. I hope you all had a great week. I hope you all have a great weekend. And with that being said, may God bless you. Please have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.